Hey everyone, and welcome to the Conquering Pod. This podcast is all about giving business leaders and entrepreneurs a platform to share their stories and advice, giving you real life takeaways to help you on your business journey. Give us a follow and enjoy. Do we need to do some tongue twisters before we begin?
Welcome to the Conquering Pod, Brad. Burton. There we go. We're buzzing to have you, actually, Brad. We're a little bit starstruck, actually.
Stop that.
No, genuinely.
How did you find me, by the way?
Good question.
It was actually from one of your talks.
Was it really?
Yeah, at Building Brands.
Okay.
And then your good friend, also our good friend Chris Bentley,
Right.
recommended you. And yeah, here you are.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good.
So no, we're buzzing to have you here. I tell you why I'm buzzing to have you here is because I'm somebody that would consume your content. If that makes sense. So like, I really like this motivational stuff, like the mindset. Listen to the podcast, do the round. So I'm buzzing for this.
Good.
I think what I was saying this a little bit earlier to start off with. I think like this is going to be really great because this podcast was sort of created around people's journeys, where they've come from, where they've been.
Yeah.
You've come from and been a lot of different places and have got
Amazing.
loads of different things.
You know what I'll say about that is that everyone has a story, right? Not everyone's daft enough to share it.
Yeah, that's so true as well, isn't it?
Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And like I say, I wouldn't be much of a motivational speaker if I didn't share it. So today, I'm going to share it, and I'm going to share you some things today that have never been shared before.
That's amazing. So, first question: where would you say your story actually starts? Then, where do you start it from? Because I'll tell you, I'll sort of lay a bit of groundwork.
Please.
I was doing my sort of last minute prep and research.
You're a good lad.
Yeah. But I had really like another deep dive into your website, and for people,
ChatGPT search, but yeah, go on.
I'm not really a ChatGPT guy. I'm old school Google and pen and
Good
paper.
lad, well done.
But go onto your website. Amazing website, by the way. I love it. There's really informative, loads of stuff on there. But there's this amazing 200 word paragraph,
Amazing.
which sums up your journey
And the way it's written.
so well. And we're basically going to go through that story today, I hope, but flesh it out, really bulk it out. And I can't remember the exact start of that, but where would you say your story actually does start for you then?
Born 1973, Salford, Manchester. My dad left when I was 6 months old. Was he left? My mum threw him out. Quite rightly justified. My dad was a tow rag by all accounts. So she left when I was 6 months old, and I was brought up as a single parent. Mum then got remarried, then got divorced when I was 7. My stepdad I refer to as my stepdad. Sorry, as dad, even to this day. Amazing man. But, I went through school, bit of a class clown, bit of an entertainer by all accounts, left school with no qualifications, fell into retail, computer game, a big computer game I've been all my life. And then I got involved in the rave scene, which was the good old days. I wouldn't want my kids doing it, but it was great fun. And people say that to you. Say, did you do drugs back in the day? Absolutely. Yes, I did. Yeah. Lots. And, great fun, non-sustainable. And then it all went horribly wrong at 21 when I got shot at. And I moved away from Salford, which was my family home, had a mortgage and everything, and literally started again. Had to restart my life, and ended up moving to Somerset. So that's probably
Sunny Somerset.
That's quite a difference.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So the thing is, you think about it, I'm a Salford street kid, quite wizened, street smart, and then having to move to Somerset. And I didn't know anyone. So literally I came into the counter knowing nobody. And I remember being on benefits at the time. And I've done 4 years on the dole benefits. And I remember sat there on Weston-super-Mare High Street watching people come by. And I didn't understand this Western. I didn't understand Somerset. And I remember kicking a can. And I had no one to kick that can back. And it's funny because it's one of those things that sticks with me. It's like, I could literally relive kicking the can as a kid.
So your story, like, it's up to like Weston-super-Mare, Somerset way. Is that pretty like typical story for somebody sort of in and around Salford then? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. And I think this is a bit, is that that was the worst day of my life, getting shot at. Best thing that ever happened to me. Just think logically about that. I'm sat here now, got all your things and notes relating to my website and everything that's amazing, all because of the worst day of my life. So if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here now. So everything happens for a reason, even the shitty stuff. And sometimes it just takes, in my case, 28 years for it all to make sense. And I've had some shitty stuff happen in my life. But I think where the problems come in most people is their unwillingness to look for the positive in everything. So they'll look for the negative. That shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have done that. They, and actually people did. And that's the bit that I realized there is a positive in everything. And I think I find that.
I don't know if this question's coming a little bit too early, but was that your rock bottom?
Oh, no.
No.
No, that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah.
So, that was a rock bottom. I probably had 4 or 5 rock bottoms. I'm 52-year-old. And, I've had several rock bottoms. And the thing is, with these, they are turning points. Any rock bottom, and everyone's had them, is relative, So, yes, it was a terrible time. It was the lowest point of my life at that point.
Why did you get shot at? What's the story behind that?
It's not a romantic story. I could ruin your podcast now by sharing it. Like, genuinely, you'd be thinking, I wish I wouldn't have answered that. That's how terrible it is.
Yeah.
It's just not nice.
No.
Not a nice story. There's no romantic, cat backwards, NWA. There's none of that.
No.
Right? This is a really dark story in the reality of violence. So, yes, I'm prepared to share. I would suggest that we don't do that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But if anyone's interested, do check out my book, Get Off Your Arse 2. It's in chapter 2. And the reason I say that, if you're in Waterstones, you can just go and look chapter 2 and it'll tell you everything about that. I answered that question there, but it's not. Listen, let's keep it positive.
Enough,
So that day that you did get shot at, was it a mindset shift for you? Like, right, I need to get out of here. I need to go down to Somerset. I need to change my life. No, you didn't.
No. Well, things changed instantly because I realised that I'm not about that life, right? And there's one thing wearing a cap backwards, listening to rap music, and the thing actually having real bullets put through your window. Then all of a sudden you go hang about. Yeah, the fun's gone.
How old were you?
21, 22. Okay. So, I was a kid. And so no, I kind of moved pretty much instantly. But this is the important point here. I resisted change. And where the problems come in life is resisting change, whether it's in business, new software, new relationship, new house, new job, new set of circumstances. Is that resisting change? That's where the problems come. And at some point, you need to surrender or accept, we'll talk later, accept whatever you're fighting, because you've got to go along with it sometimes. And some things you can resist, some things you need to accept. And I needed to accept that actually. But it took me about 5 years of being down in Somerset to acclimatise to this new life. And I don't even realise that looking back now, I had a nervous breakdown. But I'm out now, Twitch. But no, I reckon I had a nervous breakdown, but I didn't realise because it's new to you. You don't know how to describe it as a 21-year-old. I remember somebody used the word anxiety at 24, and I'm like, what does that mean? Yeah. Right now, kids are being weaned on anxiety. Everyone's having some anxiety. I've never heard of the word. I was 24 years old. But I also think we were talking about technology. That's probably the problem right now. You've got too much information about too many things. So everyone's an expert. Whereas actually, like I say, I was going through, I reckon I had a nervous breakdown, the first one of my life.
What made you have the nervous breakdown? Was it the complete change and like the isolation of moving back?
Absolutely. So complete change, isolation, frustration, anger, because anger is a bit like holding on to a red hot coal. They shouldn't have done that. And in life, we all do that. We all hold on to things longer than perhaps we should. And at some point, you have to let go. At some point, you have to let go. And I think that's probably where the frustration came out. I wouldn't, and it was keeping me locked in this cycle of frustration, revenge, and so forth.
I feel like I get a bit like that, obviously on a much smaller scale. Like
you're human.
But I really struggle to let go of things. Like even from, there's timings, like people being late. My wife will say this. If people are like a couple minutes like late,
I get it.
I sometimes lose my head. I get it. And I really struggle to let go of those sort of things.
Let me explain something. So I used to run a business network called 4Networking. We run 68,000 network meetings across the UK. I was on the times. So we would finish at 10 o'clock. Not 9:59, not 10:01, not 10:02, 10 o'clock on the nose. And then I'd on occasion be visiting my groups and people would be running over by 2 minutes. And at the end of it, it's only 2 minutes. If you've got a train to catch at 2 minutes past 10, you turn up at 3 minutes past 10, do you expect the train to be there or not? Well, no. but it was only 2 minutes. You have no idea what somebody else's schedule has. They've got a doctor's appointment. They've got a babysitter to get back to. So that 2 minutes is only 2 minutes. You can imagine an airstrike coming in, right? It's only 2 minutes. Don't worry about it. Why are you being pedantic? I get it. I call this something that I will only work with the 8%. 8% of people do what they say they're going to do. I've been in business 20 years now, and I reckon 92% of people do not do what they say they're going to do. Madia did exactly what she said she's going to do to the letter. And you just said then, if she says you'll have an email by 12 o'clock, 11:58 is with me. If it arrives at 1 minute past 12, it tells me everything that I need to know. That if you can't extrapolate out, if you can't get the basics right, and I think that so you get it. So never beat yourself up about that.
Yeah, and
it's hard.
Not many
isn't
people
it?
understand this because I do get. It's to my detriment. I hold on to. I'll hold on to something like that for like a day because I agree with you. Timings and people that aren't on time, blah blah blah. It says an awful lot about somebody. But I suppose the reason for asking that question and saying that for myself is how do I let go of that? Because I know it's not good for me to be able to do that. So and like I said, I'll hold on to that for a full day.
No. So there's a couple of things here. One, I've been in business now 20 years. All right, Grandad, you fucking said that. the reason I'm sharing that is that in all that time, I've been late 5 times. 20 years, right? I've been late 5 times, of which 3 of those latenesses were because my PA hadn't updated the address. So I'd arrived at the other office 2 miles away. Okay. So I've only been late twice in 20 years, me personally. I've drove 40,000 miles a year. So it's not like I'm not having meetings. So it's really important that if you get the basics right. So how do you let go? At some point, you've got to let go. If not now, when? Oh, I'm going to have 24 hours of having sand in my vagina, effectively. Right?
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that one. No one said that on here before.
you don't get out with Tony Robbins. but the point I'm making is let go of it. Like, genuinely, I always ask this question: have I done everything that I can possibly do to fix this problem? If the answer is yes, let it go. Yeah. Right? Because at some point you have to let it go. So why are you doing 24 hours? What is it about 24 hours of you holding on to being angry? Yeah. Right. Let it go straight away. I go straight away. Yeah. Like red hot coal. Is this hurting the individual? Somebody turns up 1 minute late, afternoon. Hilarious. Yeah. Right? Just fucking palm it off. And you've told you everything you need to know, but holding on to stuff, I let go of things. And I think that's my ability.
I just thought of something then, actually, which I've not thought about this for a really long time, but I used to play a lot of golf. I was a big fan of Tiger Woods. And I remember reading a book. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been like Bob Rotella. And it was a psychology book. And Tiger Woods had this thing where if he hit a bad shot, he would let it anger him for 10 steps. It was 10 steps. He could walk 10 steps, and then after that, it would go. And actually, I'm just thinking about that. That's really relevant to little things. So
what you've got to do is not allow any setback set you back more than it already has. Okay? So think about that.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Having a bad day out here. The guys are pinging the phone. Oh, I've just lost that job to another competitor. Oh, God, I'm really down now. And for the next 3 hours, I'm really down. Whoa. Yeah. So you being down, how does that help you? Yeah. How does it help your numbers? How does it help you? Well, it doesn't. So why are you being down? Well, I'm pissed off. Cool. So why are we waiting 3 hours to be pissed off? Why don't we just condense it now? Have 10 seconds. Fuck it. Yeah. Go. Get on with it. Don't allow any setback to set you back any more than it already has.
For like people that want to let go of like situations like that, do you, because I'm thinking I'm a bit more, wouldn't be able to tell myself, just let go. I'd have to like actually imagine physically doing something. So would you like imagine actually dropping that
Red hot coal?
Yeah.
Red hot coal. Think about it. So I'll give you an example of this, right? So a friend of mine's, someone close to him has just died. They are devastated and they're going through a grieving process. And I said to them, I'm going to ask you a straight question. I want binary answers on this one. Would the individual, would they want you to feel the pain that you're feeling right now? Yes or no? No. Okay. Would they want you to remember and feel the love that you have for them? Yes or no? Yes. So what you're doing, you are combining the pain and the love. You're thinking that by holding on to the pain and the hurt that you've got, you're holding on to the love. Separate the two. Let go of the pain, maintain and hold on to the love. That is the easiest way to be able to process anything. Think about it as a coal, red hot coal. Is this positively impacting me or negatively, let it go. And that's how you do it. So, but you know what, look, 52-year-old, all right, Grandad, you know, I think this is this kind of stuff that I'm sharing with you. We don't even realize we're living when we're young. We're just operating. We're just going from one fun experience to the next fun experience. Let's go bowling, bad example.
It's pretty
First
fun,
thing
though.
that sprung to mind with bowling.
No, bowling's not fun. But look, I think you know, real terms for me when it comes to any situation, have I done everything that I can possibly do to fix this situation? Yes or no? No. Well, what do you need to do to fix it? Go and do that. That's it. And it's this process. As I've got older, this ability to be able to, I weigh up everything, right? So this is my I want to share how I think. In any situation, I make a decision. This is my 24-24-24 principle. This is the likes of Bentley Global. They use it. And the reason they use it is because I taught it them, right? She's bonkers. I will make a decision in 24 seconds. Do you want to come on the Conqueror podcast? Yes, Maddie. Got bounced into it, by the way, right? Like that woman, seriously, you need a cloning machine. I'm getting blagged on the call and I'm going, say no. And I'm thinking, yeah. Brilliant. Welcome to recruitment. Anyway, but joking aside, I think, you know, you look at this whole thing and it's, yes, as I've got older, when it comes to making decisions, I will make a decision in 24 seconds. Right? I'll genuinely make a decision in 24 seconds. If I can't make a decision in 24 seconds, I'll revisit in 24 minutes. If after 24 minutes I can't make a decision, I'll revisit in 24 hours. If after 24 hours I can't make a decision, I've just made a decision. It's not important. Next. And when it comes to making decisions, I always ask this question. What's the best case scenario? What's the worst case? What's the most likely? Can I live with the worst case scenario? No, don't do it. That is honestly the quickest way, because there's no correlation between time spent on decisions. Well, let's leave it a week and let's have a think about it. Why? Let's get down to it now. What's the best case? If we move forward with the podcast, what's the best case? What's the worst case? What's the most likely case? Can we live with the worst case scenario? Yeah, it's going to cost us a few grand. Okay, boom. It's that ability. And where you end up in your life, where you end up in your career is the direct result of your ability to make decisions. So the faster you can make better decisions, the faster you're going to get to where you're ever going to get to. I had somebody I do mentoring for companies, and somebody came up to me and said, approached me. And then when I give them the price, I'm pleased to share it, give them the price, they went, we can get a business coach for 2 days for that. I said, why do you think they are an eighth of what I charge? Like genuinely, why do you believe? Do you think they'd be noble, or do you think that they'd actually, I'm 8 times better than them? So I'm either one, I do what I say I'm going to do, or what's this about price? So the point, anyway, go back. When it comes to making decisions, where you end up as a direct result of your decisions. So get brave with your decisions, because fundamentally it's down to them. But when it comes to decisions, the reason we don't make them is we're scared of making a mistake. Right? Yet an expert is someone that has made all the mistakes in a particular niche field. So in order for you to be an expert in recruitment, you've got to make decisions. On occasion, those decisions are going to be the wrong ones, but as long as you learn from it, best thing ever.
Massively. So you're down in Somerset then, and you've got to a place where you say you had a mental breakdown and everything. What helped you get out of that? How did you get out of that? Because it's a tough place to be.
Yeah, bongs. No. Maddie's saying, what's a bong?
Yeah. She probably would, to be fair.
Yeah. So, no, joking aside. So how do you get out of it? By realising that at some point you have to get out of this.
How did you realise that, though? Like, was there like a trigger?
Yes. So the first time I ended up getting a job as a shop manager. So I've been 4 years or 2 years unemployed. And the girl that I was seeing at the time, this is an amazing story, this. In fact, this is an amazing, it shows you how innocuous things can be. The girl I was seeing at the time, I went for a job at this as a shop manager in Western Supermare High Street. And they give me an application form. My writing is terrible. I didn't fill in the application form because my writing is terrible. I put it in the bin.
Yeah.
The girlfriend, she filled it in for me, unbeknown to me, and posted it. I got the job. We're no longer together. And I actually met my wife outside that very shop.
Wow.
Right. So that then moved me on. I did a beautiful, amazing. I was like they had 12 stores, and this was a small shop in Western Superman. I'd beat the company's record, 8 years of all these shops. And they're like, how did this guy do it? They then promoted me to a regional leader for the retailer. And then I then went to marketing for whatever. So the bottom line is all this kind of why I'm here and why I'm married with my wife is because that woman filled in my application form and posted it.
Yeah.
If she hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be here now. That just shows you how innocuous decisions that we make in our life. We always think, oh yeah, are we going to merge with them? Are we going to go after this big client? Am I going to go to the gym today? Am I going to eat less cakes today? Am I going to... This impact that we have on our entire life based on seemingly innocuous decisions. And that's going to just come to me now. That the fact that I'm here was because of Martina, her name was. She filled in my application form.
So what do we take from that then? I suppose if you don't shoot, you don't score. That's a big one.
Story. And it's about confidence. And actually, don't get it perfect, just get it going. You know, so genuinely, I think now, if she'd not done that, taken it out of the bin, unbeknown to me, I got the interview, and then and
that just put you back on track with
right. So everything kind of then with that I started rebuilding myself, rebuilding what I stood for, and rebuilding that then new version of me. Because when I first moved down from Salford, what are you looking at in our bed? You know, that's how I used to sound. Yeah, I like that kid, really? Right? Of course, that's and you do that, and it's only when you look back at video footage and go, "Jeez, why did I talk like that? Was that because I was taught like that, or was it society or Salford? Yeah, kid, what are you looking at? Was it all that?" And then you're a product of your environment. Because there's no way in this world that I'd be sat here right now and I wouldn't have started my business off if I was, kid. Yeah. So I had to change. And that's the thing. The version of you that you are today, in 10 years' time will be a different version, and 10 years' time beyond that. And remember what I said, where we cause ourselves problems is our unwillingness to let go. So in order for me to change to this new guy, I had to let go of the old guy that I once was, which is still there, dormant. But you can't be that bit. And this is the bit, we have versions of ourselves. We've got a version of ourselves that the company doesn't see, that people at home only see,
So you took that one opportunity then from that application, and then your mindset changed around that. You took that opportunity and it started to slowly change, because it can't just go from, it's very much a luxury belief to think you're going to go from, one mindset all the way to over here.
I can change people within seconds.
And it's
I can change people in seconds.
Really?
Genuinely.
You don't think it's a slow, continual process
of
compounding those sort of things?
Let me ask you this. If I was to give you a remote control, okay, and I wanted you to rewind to a time in your life, all right, where if you'd have made a different decision, your life would have been fundamentally different, right? Can you think of a time where you could rewind to a decision, woman, partner, business, Can you rewind to a time when if you'd have made a different decision, your life would have been better?
Better? Oh, right.
Or different?
There's probably a few, but I'm really trying to think of one.
It doesn't matter, because you know what? You can't fucking rewind.
All right.
You are where you are.
I was also really racking my brain then as well.
Right. I could have sat you out and let you do it. But I was going to say, it doesn't fucking matter because you can't rewind. But the point is, you can think of fundamental decisions where if you'd have made a different, you'd have been in a completely different place. And this is the problem, is where our problems come in life is we try to go back to a time and a place that no longer exists the way it used to be. I used to have abs. I used to have hair. I used to... And that's where the vast majority of problems come, is we've got a mind's eye version about who and what we are and who and what we should be and what our life should be. And actually, when you let go of that and go, this is what my life is, and make where you are where you want to be, by doing that, life becomes easier. But what happens is, when we get to a £10 million business, everything will be good. You get to a £10 million business, and guess what? You're now talking about a £15 million business, now a £20 million business. I sat down with a friend of mine, Danny Mathadu. Danny had a £2 million recruitment business. I forgot this one. Right. £2 million recruitment business over in Leeds. Comes from Kirklees. Comes from a council estate like me. And we're over in Gauchos. This was before the pandemic, because I know that because I'm a vegetarian now. How do you know if you're interviewing a vegetarian?
Tell you.
Don't fucking worry, they'll tell you. Don't you worry about that, they'll tell you.
Because you're looking at
You just said it. Team plant-based.
Team plant-based.
Come on.
Love that.
Fucking A. So my wife's a vegan. Like, she's mental. But anyway, so I'm with Danny Matado. We're in Gauchos, 50 quid steak, 7 quid chips. And I'm thinking, do you get a free PlayStation with these? Anyway, we're there and got £2 million business. I went, oh, well done, mate. Yeah, no. He said, I'm going for a £10 million one now. I went, really? And yeah. I went, tell me then, why is that? He went, well, so I can get the nice things for my family. So council estate kid, £2 million recruitment business, and you don't have the nice things for your family yet, no? So what would these nice things for your family be with a £10 million business? Well, No, don't tell me. Well, No, I don't, Danny. Tell me. I went, I said, how old's your boy? He said, 8. I said, how long is it going to take you to get this £10 million business? About 6-7 years. And your boy, how old will he be then? 15 or 13. Okay. And will he want to spend time with his dad then or not? So this £10 million business, why are you doing it? And he's doing it because society told him that that's what you should do. And I did the same. I was building a business. And actually I built everything. I beat every single goal that I'd ever set, financial and otherwise. And it was fucking empty. And you think, whoa, hang about. This is what it's all about, isn't it? I'm supposed to work really hard because I can get all the nice things in my life. Dangerous place to be.
But how do you get around that? Because, like, I'd say, like, we're on that journey.
Of course you are.
And
everyone is.
Yeah.
Until you're not.
Yeah. And I feel I know these things. There's all these like old fables where it's like, I spend all this time, fishermen or
yeah.
But like, I still want to do it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Do you know what I mean?
No, but listen, be ambitious, be driven, but above all, be happy.
Yeah, okay.
Because when your drive and ambition is causing you to be unhappy, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem. So when I'm sitting down with him, his £2 million business, and he said, I want the nice things for my family. I'm like, what? And he couldn't answer. That is, you're never going to make it. You're never going to make it to your goals because you don't believe in it. Right? When you first started and you're hungry and you build a business and now you're jobs and whoa, brilliant. And you've got your house and your 4-bedroom house and your garden and everything. Brilliant. Well, I'm going to get a Lamborghini. And you get a Lamborghini and go, those wheels are a bit shit, aren't they? Yeah, what we need is 21-inch wheels. All right, £2,500 a piece. Yeah, okay, 12 grand.
Yeah.
You've just lost everything. Yeah. You have no value in anything anymore. I remember when I was working before I started my business off, I was over in London and I had a travel card. This was the days before things like phones as we know it now. Travel card. And I was working 3 days in London, 2 days from home in Somerset. And I was visiting a client and I had a travel card. I had no more money. If I'd lost my travel card, that's me done.
Really?
I was at 30, 31, your age. So now you start understanding the value of a pound. And if you've got £1, it's a value, is a pound. If you've got £1,000, that pound has less value to you. You've got £10,000. And actually, to me, it has the same value now. And I've always remembered that because you're in danger zone. Because what ends up happening, you start building a business and you start getting beyond it. And you've got all your nice walls and you've got all your table football, you've got your couches and you've got your big telly and you've got your dartboard. Now what? I wrote a book called Now What? And actually, we end up doing this stuff because society tells us what we need to do.
I'm going to need to read that, but
yeah. I was going to bring one down from it, but it's that whole thing. And listen, I am driven. I've come back, it's like be under no illusions. But if you want sustainable success, not flash in the pan, 18 months. You want sustainable success, then you need to get deep down as to what the fuck you're doing it and why and for who. See, my kids' handprints. When it gets tough, I look at them. Wife's initial. These give me strength. And that's what you've got to do. And I'll tell you, money's not a big enough motivator. You go, oh, fucking it is. I'll give you an example. Do you have children?
No.
Good. You can have me as a child, all right? So here's the thing. I'll give you an example. So you got people that you love, though, right? You've got a name right now of someone you love.
Yeah.
Yeah? Someone you love. Okay. So imagine that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk from that. So we're going to run from that side to that side where your telly is. And we're going to run across and I'm going to give you your dream car. What's your dream car?
a Aston Martin DB5.
Really? Old school? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say DB6.
yeah, DB6. That'd be lovely.
I love that. Paddy's going, what's the car?
Yeah.
Shit, I can't think of a
even tell you
performance
what
car.
Wrong question, Paddy.
I'll tell you what car I've got.
So here's the thing. So you're going to get your keys. I'm waiting over there. All you've got to do is run from there to there barefoot. Okay? Oh, and this is all glass and this is all lava. It's all like red hot coals. You've got to run from there to there. It's 50 foot to get your dream car barefoot. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would do it. And how far do you reckon you'd get before you think it's a really fucking bad idea? Do you reckon you get all the way across?
Probably not far.
Do you reckon you get all the way across?
Yeah, I reckon I would.
So so let's say you get all the way across and now your legs are all thinking, now you're going to be hobbling forevermore on you can't walk normally, ever.
Can't drive the
well,
car.
it's easy for me to say yes, isn't it?
No, I'm asking, would you do that, will you? If you would, say yes. No,
I'll
you
give
do
it my best shot.
You give your best shot.
Yeah.
Let me say that person that you love, they're at the other side, they need you to fucking save.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to get from there to there, barefoot. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with a
Straight
car,
away.
you give it your best shot.
Yeah.
Which one would drive you more to get across?
Wife.
Right. See what I'm saying? So money's not a big enough motivator. We think it is. It's not. So when you start tuning in your mission to someone you love, you can do the unthinkable. You start tuning your mission into your DB5, it's going to get real fucking tough, real thingy. However, this is what I do. So I don't focus on money. I focus on my children and what I'm going to do. I've taken my kids in a once-in-a-lifetime holiday 14 times. 14 fucking times. Any of those holidays, most people do not get to have one holiday like that. Not one. I've had 14. Thick fucker from Salford, Manchester, no qualifications, addicted to drugs twice, shot at 21, 4 years on benefits, delivered pizza at 31. And yet I've taken my kids on fucking 18, 21 day holidays, whatever.
Yeah, it does make loads more sense when you put it into context like that.
Correct.
So, doesn't it?
And when you start doing this is why you unlock people. Because we've been sold a fucking pup. Go and fucking, Lord Sugar, we'll see you now. Hello, Lord Sugar, fuck off. Right? That's not what this is a fucking about.
No.
You end up fucking conforming about what the world tells you should be, what a business should be. It's your fucking life, your business, do it your fucking way.
I've got a good mate who always says something, it's not his quote, but comparison's the thief of joy, isn't it? And I think what's so bloody difficult now is that you've got so many different things to compare things to with social media.
Stop. There's a reason racehorses wear blinkers. They don't give a fuck about competition. Stop it. Right? I'm telling you. Who's my nearest competitor in the UK?
Don't know.
No, they don't fucking exist.
Yeah.
There's no one daft enough to be as honest as me. Right? There's fucking motivational speakers who've been over Mount Kilimanjaro on a fucking pack-a-mack in a unicycle. Right? There's a fucking circumvented the globe in a fucking oil barrel.
Yeah.
I've done none of those things.
Yeah.
But what I've done is I've turned my life around. I've turned my life around by turning my thinking around. You turn your thinking around, you turn your life around, you turn your business around. Because I'll tell you where we go wrong. How long have you been in business now?
6
years. So when you first start off, you're hungry. Year 2, you go, fuck, this is working. Year 3, and it starts getting good then. And about year 5, it starts tailing off. And about year 9, you're going to want to get the fuck out of here. Right? And it's not that there's anything wrong or whatever. It's just that's how it fucking is. You cannot maintain that. You can't maintain it. I was a founder of an organization. You cannot maintain that. I don't give a fuck how much Herculean strength you've got and drive. You cannot maintain that. So you need to, in my view, from experience of companies that I work with, you need to go, okay, this needs to be passed on to someone who can do that. You perform a more chairman type fucking role. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did 16 years of believing I could do that, and it was hard. That's when the problems start coming there. So if you can choose your mentality, and one of the things that I love doing with people is getting them to that day one enthusiasm. That day one enthusiasm when you started. When you started here and you was full of excitement, you was hungry, you only had the pound, you didn't have the £10,000, so that pound was valuable. You couldn't afford to get it beautifully signed. You couldn't afford to have a football machine. All these things that came later, right? you couldn't afford to get some water on your plant that's dying. And it's like, I've been here now. He's like, listen, plant-based. And I'm thinking, fucking hell. Do you remember you talked about being 1 minute late? I'm looking at this thinking, fucking hell, I could do a bit of water, to be honest. But joking. But all I'm saying is that if you can get that day one enthusiasm back for you and your team, day one enthusiasm, everyone comes in and zippity-doo-dah, zippity fucking day. That is how you build a business. By focusing on I want a DB5. No, by focusing on how can I get everyone with day one enthusiasm, a byproduct of that is a DB5. Whereas most people will focus on the DB5 and that's not enough. And I'll give you an example of how it's not enough. In order for you to get a DB5, okay, I'm going to give you a DB5 right now. I'm going to punch you clean in the mouth 20 times. Would you sign up for that?
Probably not.
Right. So
I'm a bit soft like that.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm going to give you 20 punches. I'm going to give your wife 20 punches.
Well, yeah, me. Yeah.
Right. Do you see? Again. So by changing your mindset, you've just fucking gone, oh, I'm a bit soft. I don't like getting punched in the mouth. Nobody does, by the way. Right. No. But now, wife comes in and fucking, I'm going to punch you in the face, or I'm going to punch you in the face. You said I'll do it. You won't be hesitating. So this is what I'm trying to say. That in itself just shows you that the DB5 is not a big enough goal because you will get superseded by someone who focuses on the family, focuses on your wife. Mate,
it's an interesting comparison actually, because we always make comparisons in a negative context. So, these guys are way further ahead than us.
You don't do that,
yeah. But then you've just framed that right, like in completely opposite context, where you've given like a different comparison for that. You look at it, you framed it a different way, haven't you? We're where loads of people would want to be.
Yes,
necessarily.
It's so easy to forget that, though, isn't it? It is so easy.
But, when we look at social media, this shit drives you crazy. If I go on there and ask the question now, I'm going to be really honest again, right? Maddie, do you have a perfect life? Yes or no?
No.
Do you have a perfect life? Do you have a perfect business? Yes. Perfect job, yeah?
Yeah, love mine. Yeah, I do.
So, yes, Maddie has a perfect life. Yeah. Do you have a perfect job?
No.
Okay. If I go on Instagram, all I find is perfect lives and perfect fucking jobs.
Yeah.
All I find. Feed. Perfect poo. So, hang about. You don't have a perfect life, perfect job. Neither do I. Neither do you. But on social media, so someone's fucking lying. And this is the problem.
We know this, but why don't we know this?
I do.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
I know you do.
I do.
How do you navigate social media in that context then? Is it just like fully understanding and knowing yourself?
It's a game. It's a fucking game.
Right.
It's a fucking game. It's a game. When this goes out today, everything's going to be perfect. They won't see the wires there. They won't see me breathing in and trying to keep myself fucking up like a prawn. Right? So the world is that. So I'm doing it now. I'm playing the game.
But you know it's a game. That's
right?
what it is.
So once you know it's a game, you know how to fucking play the rules and you don't get fucking hoodwinked into it. Because this is what people do. People have, and I'm a motivational speaker, I speak at the highest level, and I go into organizations, but I look at people who are fucking blagging it on social media and I can see through them and go, you're fucking blagging it. And I know deep down, there's a guy, somebody very sensible, £120 million business that I work with. He said to me, give me a name the other day. And he said, this kid's fucking on social media, he was on television, he was on radio, and I've just gone and searched him up. This guy's a joker. Everything about him is a blag. It's just a blag. It's a blag. My business at its height was 2.3 million quid. I'm no Alan Sugar. But that's all I needed it to do. I've changed my life because of 2.3 million quid. That's some people, chicken feed, brilliant. I don't give a fuck. For me, as a kid who was on 30 quid a month, 30 quid a week on dole benefits, it's a lot of money. It's a life, and I lived a life, And this is the problem: is people are comparing other people's lives, and people are going, "Do yourself a favor. Stop giving a fuck what anyone else thinks. Genuinely, stop giving a fuck what anyone else thinks." That if you want to succeed in life, if you've got to pretend to be something you're not so that people like you, you're failing at life.
When did you stop giving a fuck?
So I've always been that kid, right? So I was the one I didn't get confirmed at school. So I was at a Roman Catholic school, and I'm the only kid in my school's history who didn't get confirmed. They put like a thing on your crucifix on your fucking head or something. And the reason behind it was, I asked the priest. I said to the priest at 13, "Tell me if a child dies before they get baptized, where did he go? It's a difficult question, son. I thought, oh, fuck off. Fuck off. And that was it. So I've always been that guy. And I went, no, I'm not doing it. And like fucking headmaster sat me down. I went, I'm not doing it. So even back then at 30,
you didn't want to get baptized? Is that what
confirmed?
Sorry, confirmed.
It's a different one. You get baptized when you're a kid. You get thrown in there. But when I was 13, and it's not like, but it couldn't give me a sensible answer.
Yeah.
So I've always been that guy. I used to get myself in nightclubs for free. I'd walk to the fucking front, complete confidence, and he'd let me in as if I'm fucking someone. Right? I couldn't do it now.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it now. I wouldn't know how the fuck to do it, but I was always that guy.
So are people just born like that then? Do some people get it? Because you sort of, a lot of people say like when they're a lot older, they look back and they think, oh, if I'd not worried, I could have been somebody so much better, don't they? But how do you start that off straight away? How do you get to there?
So in my 30s, started a business and I was doing really well. And I was the Alan Sugar version of what I felt business success should be. After the pandemic, my business, I was running 5,000 networking meetings across the UK every single year. That's a lot of fucking networking meetings. And a lot of people nationally. And Boris Johnson on the 22nd of March, 2020, please stay at home, gone. Overnight.
Absolute fucker.
14 years of my business that I devoted to, gone overnight. So I had to recalibrate my identity. Because if my identity was being this big shot in business, the Alan Sugar school of it, guess what? I'm going to be broken. And that's where so many people, but I had to let it go, hot, cold, boom, start again. I always ask this question, what does this make possible? I ask this question when the shit's hitting a fan, in life, in business, what does this make possible? For me, every step of the way, getting shot at, what does it make possible? A fresh start. Having a nervous breakdown, what does it make possible? A fresh start. Pandemic, what does it make possible? A fresh start. And by asking this question, it enabled me to go, you know what? If I started again with a blank piece of paper, would I be this guy? No. What would I take forward? What would I leave behind? And that's really important as to what you take forward is as important as to what you leave behind, or what you leave behind is important. And by doing this is what I did. And I went, you know what? Those elements, I don't need to take them forward anymore. And I'm at now a situation where I've got a 5-bedroom house. I've got a fucking, I've got no neighbours, right? And it's like, no one's getting shot in the village, apart from the pheasants. But, I'm living the dream. Now, I wanted a 10-bedroom mansion. Genuinely wanted a 10-bedroom mansion. Currently in my house, my 5-bedroom house, I've got one room I don't go in. If I would have realised my fucking dream, I had this idea that we'd have almost like staircases like the Titanic. And my wife on one side there with a beautiful Givenchy dress, me with a Hugo Boss suit, and we come down the stairs looking at each other. Then the butlers open the doors and chandeliers and all my guests come wafting in. Oh, Brad, this is so amazing. Well done what you achieved. What a load of shit. I'm from Salford, Manchester. Where the fuck did this come from? And actually, if I realised my dream, mate, if I realised my fucking dream, guess what? I'd have 6 rooms I don't go in.
Yeah.
Right? And we do this shit. My life's going to be good when I get a fucking 60-inch telly. You get a 60, what an 80. You get an 80, what 100. Now you want 100-inch curved. Why don't we get a fucking cinema wall? Never fucking ends. And then you get there to wherever the ultimate is, and it's empty. Because actually where the fun in life is and the excitement is the chase, is getting the things that you can't afford. I remember what I did Rado watch when I first moved down to Somerset. My mate used to come down, Jay, best friend, 35 years, and he was in corporate boy, pulling big fucking dough. And he'd come, and on Friday he'd arrive after work, traveling from Oxford, come to my house, and we'd go out. So he'd buy everything because I was skint on fucking 30 quid. So he'd lend me his DKNY jumper. I'd borrow his Rado watch, and we'd go out clubbing, right? And he'd buy it all night. It was great. And I remember having this Rado watch. So I'm skint on benefits. I thought, fuck, how cool is that? A diamond and all that. I thought, well, as soon as I make it, I'm going to go and get a Rado watch. Anyway, so it must have been 2006, 2007, business was taking line. And I goes down to a Rado fucking specialist, stockist or whatever over in Bristol on jewellers. And I was trying them on. I said to the lady, I said, I don't know which one I want. So I'm going to go away and have a think about it. So I tried them all on. Was it the black with the diamond? But I tried them all on. And I had a walk. And I thought about it. And I thought, I want a fucking Rado watch. I don't want it anymore. Yeah, when I could afford it, this is what I wanted. I had no value anymore. The magic had gone out of it. So I would rather not work and earn the 1,500 quid, 200 quid needed for a ride or watch. When you're young, you want ride or watches, you want nice fucking things. When you're my age, you can give a fuck. Bollocks.
Yeah.
And that was a turning point again. When I realised about stuff, the reason we buy stuff is we're told society that we need to have a big television. And actually, I've just been come back from Greece. No one's got a fucking big telly. No one's got a big telly. Everyone lives in shitholes.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And yet we are 5-bedroom house, no neighbours, no one's getting shot. Fucking carpet so thick, I've got to put a fucking fluorescent flag on the cat's tail. Right? Seriously, you can't fucking see, you know. And yeah, you know,
just like properly processed.
Mate, I've got a fucking ninja air fryer.
Yeah, that's big.
Mate,
That's big, to be fair. That's big statement. Yeah.
So now I've got a ninja air fryer with 2 things, and somebody goes, "Oh, well, I've got a Belkin one that's like twice the capacity." Oh, I need to get one.
Does the same thing, same as the watch. It will
And
tell
this
the
is
time.
the thing, we end up chasing shit that doesn't matter. But here's the thing: what we chase runs away. So if I was going to go and feed some chickens, and the chickens there running after them, trying to fucking they'd run away. But instead you go, coo, 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 and he comes to you. This is the thing. This is a fundamental difference between wisdom and youth, right? Because fucking back in the day, come on guys, let's do it. There's a smarter way of doing it. There's a smarter way of getting output. And it isn't, it's not. It's actually fucking getting to this situation where you are, you know, in the olden days, it was almost like a M60, brrr, machine gun, loads of fire. Now, fucking semi-auto, bang, 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 hit. Whereas before, it was explosive and it was like fucking...
Yeah, because I thought today might be a little bit like that in some respects. Because when you think about like, you know, motivation, you do just think about like the army, don't you?
Yeah,
like, you know, in your face, let's go sort of thing.
But you know, there is something about that, and this is the thing. Don't get me wrong, I've got elements of that as a motivational speaker. And what I'll do is I'll send you some footage so you can integrate into your thingies. You can see, you know, biggest of stages in the UK. You know, my intent is to walk into a room full of strangers, whether it's 3 people, 30 people, 300 or 3,000, and I've got to win them over and fucking hopefully go away with friends. Right? That's the reality of my... And the reason I think I'm quite good at that is because I used to go into nightclubs and not have to queue. So what is that about? You're obviously giving some vibe that people go, okay, yeah. And then when you run 5,000 networking meetings across the UK, I've got to turn up and I have to be the man straight away. So I've learned this whole thing about projecting your energy and being the main character. And it's what I teach people as well, so that they can become in their own life. Because why is someone, I was at an airport, Greece. So by watching the people at the airports, you can see someone go, why am I drawn to that individual? Beautiful hair, beautiful nails, the way they wear. It's that. What is it that this individual's doing? And once you start looking at people differently and looking at circumstances, I'll give you another thing as well. You can start looking at how you can integrate what you see, the good stuff into your life, into your business. So we get what we focus on, right? So I've got a wife, and she's a fucking perpetual worrier. And the great thing about worrying is everything you worry about never fucking happens, right? True story. My wife, a few weeks ago, was worrying about a fucking corporation tax bill in March. I said, sorry. You're worried about corporation tax bill in March, yeah. So 6 months away, you want me to worry about something now for something that's a problem 6 months away? Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this question. I've been in business now 21 years. How many corporation tax bills have we not paid in those 21 years? All of them. Okay. So why the fuck do you want me to worry about corporation tax? Do you see? So, and this is what happens is people...
I'm the same.
Okay.
Car insurance.
Oh, mate, we need to sort that out. We get what you focus on. We get what we focus on. You get more of what you focus on. You focus on the fucking problems, you get more problems. Now, a positive mindset will not solve all your problems, but a negative one will give you more. I'm telling you, change. This is a processor. You're seeing the world based on this. If I was to swap my head with yours, all of a sudden you start playing computer games, right? You'd be into going to the gym, walking the fucking dog, being a motivational speaker, and I would start thinking recruitment terms. So this is your processor. If we change this, we change your operating system, you change your life. So I am a fucking bum from Salford, Manchester, right? A street kid bum from Salford, Manchester. Sorry, I used to be. So what changed? I did. How did I change this? By changing your inputs, you change your outputs. We get what we focus on.
I've got so many questions.
I know.
So on that one though, like I want to help other people. How did you change your mindset? Did you consume content, or was it something that naturally happened? Were there triggers?
See, this is the fucking problem. Everyone's listening to the Daddy of the CEO as if there's the fucking answers.
Yeah.
You know, oh, here's Alex Hormone. He's got a fucking £8 billion business. Well, let me tell you something. There's fuck all you can learn from someone with that. You can't skip the steps, and this is where people go wrong. Right? Oh, I'm listening to someone with a £10 million business because I want to get there. Mate, you're selling fucking candles at £25 a fucking week. And you want to go from there. They can't teach you fuck all. So what you've got to do is you can't skip the steps. So be methodical. Boom, boom, boom. Whereas what happens, you go and fucking reading fucking Simon Sinek's 4-hour fucking week and fucking watching Diary of the CEO and going, oh yeah, now I've got all these great principles. No. You've got to do it your way, but what you've got to do is edge forward little and often, little and often, little and often. We get what we focus on. And right now, as a brain, you can only focus on 3%. Okay, I'm going to shut this out. You hear the car?
Yeah.
The car's always been there, but we tuned it out.
Classic, isn't it?
So here's the thing. We get what we focus on. So in any situation, I focus on the positive. In the 3% in every situation, that means your input starts seeing positive stuff. That's how I do it. So the 3% in any of this situation, if I want to go to a nice place, it just comes to this beautiful pattern that you've got. If I want to get to a nice place, that's what I do. My 3% focuses on that and then comes back in the room. But what people do is they focus on, I tell you what, that Western supermarket's a bit fucking rough. Oh, all the brummies over there. Oh. You turn up there, and me telling you that just as you arrive, you get off the fucking train, all you're going to see is brummies. Aggressive brummies that don't exist, but I've told you that it's full of aggressive brummies, and now you're going to see that. So now your mind focuses on what? So if you're fucking worried about fucking corporation tax bills in March, all you're going to see is bills and problems. So
are you saying it's very much like baby steps of positive change and actions?
Jevon, you're the only person who's ever lived your life. The only person that has ever seen this world the way you've seen it. Matt is the same. So you too can see something completely different and you interpret it completely different. So once you realise that the only person that lives in your world, I'll tell you what, there's companies, they're terrible, these people that have ripped it off. Yeah, you're telling me, but I don't really understand. I get your version of it, but the only person that lives your world, and when you realise that you're the only person that actually lives on this planet who's seen the things that you've seen, who thinks the way that you think, all of a sudden you stop worrying about what other fucking people think because it doesn't fucking matter. Because what we're fighting over right now is we are exchanging ideas. That's what we're doing right now. I'm trying to effectively foist my beliefs and my ideas on you, and that's what happens when you're speaking to people.
And what I'm happening in my head is I'm trying to apply this to my thoughts and beliefs and my actions as well. So I am actually getting a lot from this, although I'm feeling fairly quiet.
I'm feeling quiet because I'm like, question, but then you say something else, I'm like, another question.
Well, a few things I just wanted to come back to. I've got two things. One was about like the happiness, which I found really interesting. And you said one thing in there which like resonated with me so much, and I feel like will resonate with so much other people as well. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was the things you chase run away from you.
Yes. True story. So
that's just going around and round in my head at the moment.
Let me explain how you do things. I never sell. I don't sell. People buy. And there's a fundamental difference. Creative conditions. Last week I got last 2 weeks, I got 3 new clients. None of them were sold. Hey, can I handle the objections? Okay, Steve, what we need to do is, none of that was done. We didn't need to. So, because there's no objections to have, it's just a conversation, but we make it, as well as I do, right? Dials, you go and get a result. Get in, yes, come on. And now everyone's dinging their bell, spinning the wheel in your fucking face. Yeah. And the vibe just changes. But equally, you go and get a no, the vibe changes. So what I said before, don't let any setbacks set you back more. Create the conditions. So actually, you're not selling. What you're doing is building the relationship up. Something I'm going to share with you right now. One of the things, this is a principle that's a fucking belter that I came up with at my networking event. Right? So people would come along. We have thousands of members. People would come along, and some people would get for networking. It's the best thing ever. Other people wouldn't get it, and they're all getting no business from it. What are they doing that you're not? MLKT, So meet. So I've met you. I like you. Don't really know you. So therefore, I can't, on the way that this works, it's MLKT. Meet. So I met you, like, know, and trust. Okay? So Maddie's done a number on me. Beautiful number, and I respected the hustle as a speaker. The way that she won me over and played the game and this, that, and the other, she didn't have to sell shit because I bought. That's the difference. If she'd have come on strong, oh yeah, what it is, we're working on 1,000 reviews, I'm fucking not interested. She didn't tell me that. She just told me how amazing it was and this, that. I never done the angle. I saw myself. It's a bit like playing fucking pool. Just knock it over the edge, put it out of the pocket, and it just fell in. That's what she did. And this is what you need to understand. So if we can bring this principle into your team, meet, like, know, and trust. So John Rogers at the company around the corner, do we like him? Yeah, we like him. Do we know him? No. How would we get to know him? We'd go and meet him. Okay. How could we move ourselves forward? We could send him a nice gift. Hey, John, beautiful to speak to today. Let's pick up there. But instead what we do, John, we've got a really perfect candidate here. You've not gone through the thing. You've not danced around the handbag and said, would you like to come back to my place for coffee? You've said, would you like to come back here and let's jump in bed? And we'll get fucking married tomorrow. Slow it down. Don't slow it down. Speed it up. This is the way you do it, is by going downside. How can we move people up? The MLKT. And here's how it works. So once I've got trust with somebody, plus requirement, plus PIR, price is right equals sale. So MLKT, me, like, so today, I think we're moving forward towards, if I had to attribute us, I would say by the end of today, we'll be at no. Okay? So is there a requirement for me from a recruiter perspective? No. Is there a requirement from you from a business perspective? Potentially. Is the price is right? If the price is right, then we have a sale. If I go, oh, it's £10,000 a month, you go, well, it's not for us. Thanks. So by doing this, by working out, and this is what we integrate, bringing in this whole MLKT fucking thing with your clients, piece of piss. Because all of a sudden, everyone is there. And as soon as you ring up and say, I have got someone for you, the trust is there and you go, you know what? Perfect fit. Let's do it. Boom. But what happens is you now got to go on and sell it in. Yeah, he's a really good candidate. He's got amazing shoes. And what he does is do, fuck off. Don't need that. What I need to do is you ring me up like Maddie did and said, hey, Brad. And I went, fuck it. Boom, done. That's what you want. And by creating that, it takes this pressure off and you still use your salesman, womanship, no question. But you take the pressure off yourself because that's people under pressure do not make good decisions. So ironically, what happens is like Buckaroo, you put a fucking pickaxe and a rope and a bucket on and all of a sudden it fucking rears up because you put too much pressure on. So the key to success and the key to fucking to optimum performance is just before the pressure. Just before the pressure. Let them put the pressure on themselves and make it easy for people to say yes as opposed to no, which is what most recruiters do.
It's interesting because you're going for a lot of this, aren't you?
I am.
We are. Yeah.
I think we're maybe doing some of that, not all of it, and not necessarily intentionally either. But I think I've got loads of questions flying around my head. But from that also, I think that you've got a lot of self-belief. Did that come, have you always had a lot of self-belief or has it come with confidence in terms of how you've been able to turn your life around?
Of course. So success breeds confidence, confidence breeds success. I was exceptionally confident at walking into nightclubs back at 21 years old. So that confidence is transferable confidence, okay? So good at chatting up women 30 years ago, right? Exceptional. No, I was. And I look at it now and go, fuck me, what was that about? Yeah. And you say chatting up. I mean, tell me, can a man chat up a woman?
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
So you think there, what does that mean? So what does chatting up actually mean in this capacity as well from a business? What does chatting up mean? It means that you're getting MLKT, that the individual meet, like same principle. So I was always very good at this. Now, confidence-wise has to be earned. And what I mean by that is that any confidence, when I do exercises that are intentionally intended to fucking rattle people, right? And push them out of the comfort zone because that's where the learning zone is. Once you get out of the comfort zone, you go and get me on the fucking phones. I'd have a run at it. It wouldn't fucking bother me. What's the worst somebody can say? Best case to sell something. Worst case, somebody says fuck off. Most likely case, it was a nice little dial, we had a chat. That's it. So when it comes to confidence, it's transferable. So my ability to be confident about going into nightclubs and not having to fucking queue up and just as if fucking 10 men and get in, that enabled me to then use the same principles for networking. So in my networking meetings or for being a motivational speaker, I walk on stage, biggest stage in the UK. I walk on stage and I do something called the 3-30-3-30. Worthwhile considering this for your team. 3 seconds to get your attention. So I walk out there on fucking thinking drum and bass music or rap music or whatever the fuck. Come out, I can fucking 10 men, right? I don't walk around like at home, trust me, right? On stage, a different version. So people in the audience going, oh, who's this fucking prick? Or, oh, I've heard about him, he's really good. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. Come out, I can 10 men. In the first 30 seconds, just to put your mind at ease, boys and girls, I am from Salford, Manchester. They do have shaved head, but don't worry, I'm not a drug dealer anymore. Ha ha ha. But we can all change, and that's what today's about. And over the course of the next 30 minutes, my intent is to change your life, change your business, change your thinking forever. I'm going to change your life in the next 30 minutes. It's a bold claim, but one that I back up. So now, 3 seconds, coming out 10 men, they go, okay, I'm going to listen to it. I've now said I'm not a drug dealer. There's self-depreciation because the people are going, who looks like a drug dealer? I fucking know. That's why I said it. Yeah. That's why I came up with the line, because people used to try on social media, who looks like a drug dealer? Fucking brilliant. Yeah. I love that. So once again, they've got nothing on me. No one's got anything on me because I use whatever people there. And then, the police are coming for me. Hey, there you go. And so in answer to the question, there's always been a level of confidence, but I can also tell you this. There's been a level of no confidence. There's been times when I've been outside a fucking gig going, shit. I remember once I got booked on a Monday and a Wednesday. Ironically, perm temps. I've just seen. Yeah. That was them and someone else, like some conference. And I'm over in Hilton, over in Reading, and on the Monday, and I'm outside. This is before the pandemic, so 7 years ago maybe. And I'm like, fuck. I'm getting paid handsomely. And if I could, Men in Black, one of those things normalizes and forget it and I give them the money back, I would have. So this confidence that you see has been hard fought. I've died probably 100 times on stage. Died. 45-minute keynote, 20 minutes in, got nothing. 200 people sat there looking at me. 25 minutes to go. No idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm saying. Gone. So confidence comes from knowing that you can find a way through, that you've always found a way through. And I think that's what I'd say to you. Whatever you're worried about right now, I want you to kind of rate it on, there's a couple of things that we could do here. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of severity, whatever you're dealing with right now. And so I don't want you to tell me, but let's say whatever you're dealing with right now is a corporation tax building next March. So it's an 8 out of 10. Oh my God, it's so stressful. Tell me this. The last thing that you dealt with that was stressful, what was that? It was this. On a scale of 1 to 10, was it below 8 or was it above 8? Above. Okay. So you got through that, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't you get through this? And all of a sudden you realize you're just fucking imagining a future problem that doesn't exist. That's where the problems in life come from. The life problems, I said before about rewinding, the problems come back because, oh, it should have been that way. It could have been, it would have been, it should have been. Well, it fucking ain't. Yeah. That's how it is, right? And if I'd have crossed the fucking road 30 seconds later, I might have got hit by a bus and may not be here. So we have no idea. The only way that we can get rid of all the bad stuff in the past, which bear in mind has gone, it's gone. So you're hot calling, yes, but it was terrible what they did. Yeah, I get it. What do you want to fucking do about it? And I say to people, I say, look, 2 things here. Do you want a fucking whine or do you want a solution? Well, what solution? Well, why the fuck are you whining? And actually, if you want to have 10 minutes to tell me how terrible things are, cool, I'll listen to you. Fucking no problem, the clock's ticking. But actually, so the confidence has been hard fought and hard won. And I think
how sorry to butt in there. Yeah, with all this sort of stuff, you know, like you learn all this stuff, you start taking it on. Like, how intentional do you have to be to keep it up, to keep the mindset up? Because I've gone through phases where I've been like, really, really high, like motivation, feel like I've like practiced really good things, and then I've fallen into a massive slump, and then I have to be.
Jevon, if you really worked with me every 2 fucking week and you've got me on your case for 90 minutes, you ain't fucking
going nowhere,
mate. You ain't fucking getting off. I'm not letting you off the fucking hook. And this is what I do. I can't effectively sign a waiver. It's a bit like being on a fucking bungee. You don't end up going, I don't want to jump 3, 2, 1. Hang about you, fucker. 20 minutes ago, you was down at the bottom of a cage getting a fucking boiler suit on, getting your fucking feet changed, and then you signed a waiver, now you're at the top, you don't want to jump. What did you think was going to fucking happen? Right? So you're right, and that's where somebody like me fucking comes in and kick people's ass.
But for you, how intentional do you have to be? Is this like completely natural?
Completely.
This is just who you are.
Mate, if I could put a USB cable in my fucking head into yours, you'd think like me. So what's changed? I'm a fucking bum from Salford, Manchester, 4 years on benefits, addicted to drugs, so I shot at, delivered pizza at 31. What changed? I did this. This is your control centre. This is your control centre. If I swap my brain with Anthony Joshua's, all of a sudden I could fucking do, fucking boxing shit.
You're a master of your own mind.
Do you think you have to hit rock bottom that many times to have?
Yes, to realise that. So I had somebody fucking, I told you, I had a company ring me up. They'd heard me and they wanted me to go in there and sort the fucking team out. And I told them the price and they went, we can get a local coach to come in for 3 days for the same money. I said, would you want to buy a discounted parachute? I wouldn't. And why do you think that they're 3 times or whatever the fucking price was? Why? I can do the job in 90 minutes. You want to get all your staff in a 3-day fucking workshop, right? That ain't a saving. That's a fucking cost. I can do the job in 90 minutes, 3 hours. I can do the job. But you choose it, and this is conventional thinking. So yes, that's what I do. That's what I do. There's another company that I'm working with, 53 million quid turnover, and they're London MEP. It's on my website, on the Motivational Leader website. They've got a testimonial from the managing director. He brought me in 2 years ago to work with him on a one-to-one basis. 3 months later, his life fucking changed. He went, you know what? I want you to come and look after my senior leadership team. And I'll look after his senior leadership team. And now they're going to be recruiting 100 staff or 70 staff, or whatever, because they've literally 53 mil now. It's 27 to 53 mil in 2 years. That's not because of me. Be lying, you could find it out. No, it's not. But what it is because of is that we've allowed that mentality, this winning mentality, to go from not only the MD, but also to his team. And now the team are passing it through, and it's that. So a culture is the glue that holds things together. You take the culture out of this place, it's fucking dead. You take the fact that Maddie's always going around and fucking being smiler, the fact that you've got shit dad jokes, that you fucking... do you know what I'm saying? You take this away, the stuff that isn't role-related, you take all these things out, she's dead. This ain't Conquer anymore. Things have changed. So the culture is the glue that holds teams together. The culture is what holds you together. I've got an exercise that we'll do off camera and I'll blow your fucking head off. Like, genuinely, it'll blow your fucking head off. You'll be like, what the fuck? It'll take about 5 minutes. We could do it now for your audience, but I would suggest that you probably don't. But you could work out exactly who and what you are, because we end up with an old version of ourselves in a new world. And that's where the problems come from. We've not caught up. So when I started being this guy driving my business, year 5, year 6, year 9, I'm tired, still trying to do this. And I've not caught up with myself. And that's when problems started forming in my life, because I was so focused on this that I stopped focusing on this. I focused on the money. I was focused on growth.
Going back to not back so much, but like the journey side of things. You obviously started up this huge, amazing business, which you did for 9. How long did you do
16
it for?
years.
16 years.
Most businesses, by the way, only 4% of businesses last over 10 years.
Really?
4%. So that real minority. And the other thing as well, stalker-wise, because I know we've got to get onto that, only 2% conviction rate as well. So somewhere along the way, I reckon I missed the 2%.
I love that. Did you, when you went from like the transition of like running your own business to doing a lot more of this sort of stuff, did you feel like you were subconsciously doing a lot of this and like knowing a lot of this before you even were there anyway?
100%. And it was only systemized that when, how did I change me? The first person I had to motivate was me. The first person I had to make change was me.
Because you got to be, like you said, you got to be the man.
I can't have a bad day. I cannot have a bad day.
16 years.
I cannot have a bad day. Motivational speaker. Hey guys. Yeah, sorry I'm shit today. It's on a bad day. Yeah, no worries, Brad. Fuck off. I have to be on it. I walk into an environment, I got to be on it. And this is the thing that I've realized, okay? There's like I do what I call burst working. So when I work with teams, I say, right, fucking 2 hours of mad intensity. No let up, right? 2 hours of fucking that. And then you've got a clock and you watch it 2 hours. And after that, then we go back to knobbing about. We have 4 hours of knobbing about. So 4 hours of sending emails. Hiya, Steve, just lovely to chat the other day. I'll put something in the post for you. Meet line or just light stuff. And then 2 hours of fucking intensity. 4 hours of fucking proper fucking work. People can't sustain. I could not sustain this forever. I couldn't. This is me at my best, me turning me up. And the more people have got in an audience, the easier it becomes. But you can't. I've done a 3-day strategic workshop for a recruiter, 82 staff, exhausted. At the end of that 3 days, exhausted because you're always on. And I would suggest that rest is as important as output. Most employers don't see that because they want to phone. How many dials have you done? How many dials? Question, how many sensible fucking dials have you done? Yeah. Not how many dials have you done? I've done 150. Way! How many sensible dials? 3. Okay. Now we're talking, but instead, you don't want that. You want 150 on the board. And it's a different, it doesn't mean, like I say, it doesn't mean that you're not driven. It doesn't mean you're not thinking, but it's a whole lot more effective. It's an effective sell as opposed to machine gun, which is tiring, lots of smoke, lots of excitement and stuff, but you can't sustain it forever. And that's the bit that I've realized now. As I've got older, you know, your age, you can fucking output all day long. That's what I was doing, 14-hour days, and nobody could tell me otherwise. I see it now. I don't work nowhere near as much as I once did, but my output is greater than ever before. There's an irony to this. There's a really fucking crazy irony that I reckon I'd outpace anyone doing 8 hours days. I could prove the fucking point. That as long, what's it about? Is it about $150 or is it about the 3 sales? Which one is it about? It's not about the dials, it's about the sales. So, but we know that the more dials you get, the more chance you've got of sales. So no two ways about that. But I would suggest that there is a more intense, effective way of running businesses. And the reason I know that is because I was doing it the wrong way first for the first fucking 9 years. I was making it harder than it needs to be. I was chasing everything. Come on, let's sell. Fucking stop. Create the conditions where people come to you and it's just a fucking buy.
So you realised this halfway through the when you had for networking.
Yeah, I'd say halfway. I realised that I was in 2012. I had a nervous breakdown. So what's that? 6 years. 6 years in. I was 39. And everything that could go wrong, there's a really famous photograph. It's exceptional. It's the best photograph, and I'll try to find it when I ask a question in a second. But it's one of the greatest photographs ever, and it summed up everything that it was that was wrong with this hustle 5 a.m. club. I got myself on a diet. I was drinking up to 5 cans of Red Bull sugar a day. Bloody. I know. I ended up getting type 2 diabetes. I was 5.5 stone heavier, which, you know, I can show you that. 5.5 stone heavier, unrecognisable. And this is what, because my focus was on getting, you know, to the other side to get the car. And I burnt myself out. And the problem is with burning yourself out is at some point you have to rest. Sometimes at a time not of your choosing. So I'm working with another business at the moment, Represent. We're on £1 million annual recurring revenue, year 1. Already, and the guy who's the founder, he's 34, and once again the output's immense. But what we're doing is we are not going full pelt. I'm telling him not to go full pelt because wherever we can get ground, don't go full pelt because you don't know when you're going to get a phone call and say, "Hey, guess what? Maddie's fell out of an apple tree," right? Why she's in apple trees is beyond me at her age. But, you know, you don't know. No one ever wakes up and says, oh, we're going to have a fucking shit problem with a client today, or my kid's going to fall out of an apple tree, or my dog's going to have a fucking thorn in its paw. These things are not fact. So what you need to do is you need to build in the slack. Build in the slack. This is why I do 2 hours of intensity, 4 hours of knobbing about, still active, still moving things forward, moving the ball forward, but it's not this fucking, You know, when somebody's having a bad day, the dials ain't landing. No matter what they fucking say. They said it yesterday, everything was great. Today, they're not, because they're not feeling what's going on there. I think we leak the truth. I think we leak the truth from an energetic perspective. And I think that that's what a motivational speaker does, is we say, okay, what are we going to leak? We're going to leak positivity. We're going to leak energy. Okay, how do we do that? And that's what you do.
We hope you're really enjoying the episode. We are also really hoping that you can join us on our journey of growing and expanding the podcast. The best thing you can do is to subscribe and follow. And that's it. That's it. Just please. Back to the episode.
One of the things that I do, it's a bit fucking cruel, but I'll do it anyway. So I have a worksheet, and that worksheet is piece of A4 for the sake of this, straight down the middle. On one side is Gladiator, Russell Crowe, and then on the other side is a gnome with a fucking fish, like a fucking statue. And I say, right, what I want you to do, director, is I want you to put a fucking X next to all your staff. So you put your staff members in there, Maddie, Gladiator, fucking X, Gladiator. The further she is to the right, the more Gladiator she is. Gnome. So then you say to yourself, fucking gnome waits for fucking fish to jump on a hook. I have never turned a gnome into a gladiator. Not once in 20 years of business. Not once. I've seen a gladiator turn into a fucking gnome. Right? So you work out, that was an individual who was a gladiator, they're now a fucking gnome. What changed? Well, we had an argument about, they didn't like the fact of work from home principle, whatever. Okay, cool. Can we change that? And by looking at everyone as a gnome or a gladiator, you see, and that's what you do as a business. Once you start getting gladiators in there, and that means anyone that's a gnome doesn't fit into the culture, that's when things start changing. That's when you really start getting, because if you can't address this, we bought a house, 5-bedroom house. And the reason I said that, my wife wanted a house with a wood burner. I'm like, what the fuck's a wood burner? The idea that you light a fucking fire in the house and don't run for insurance purposes is beyond me, right? But we've got this house with a wood burner in Somerset, and each of the corners of the room was a fucking spider, spindly spider. It's mad. I said, do you want me to get them out? And my wife said, oh, it's all right. I don't mind small spiders. I said, where do you think the big ones come from? And we've all got small spiders in our life that we're not dealing with, that we assume, I don't really mind them. Yeah, you do. And I've dealt with every single small spider in my life. So I have no small spiders in my life. Every single one of them, I've dealt with them. I've got them out. So I have no problems in my life now. So if a problem does come my way, I can focus on that problem using the system, letting go, 24-second decision making, best case, worst case, just done, process done.
That 24-second,
massive.
I honestly think that's massive.
Yeah.
Massive as a leadership model.
It might be one of my biggest takeaways from today. There's loads of things.
Yeah, cool.
But that is,
which changes everything.
Yeah.
So are we going to get more data in 25 seconds? No. But what we're waiting on? Oh, well, should we get a fucking arcade machine? Should we get a Nintendo 64 or a fucking Mega Drive? Oh, I don't know. Should we have a board meeting about it? Let's think about it next week. Get on with it. Fucking focus on stuff that moves the needle. Ask this question. Is this the best use of my time? If the answer is no, why are you doing it?
Yeah. A good question that I had right near the start was about happiness, really, because it sounds like you're a really happy guy. Content. Yeah. Okay. Well, what have been like the happiest periods in your life? And I don't mean just a holiday sort of thing, but are you the happiest you've ever been now?
No. There's a level of happy. It's funny because I'm the level of most content I've ever been. Right. I want for nothing. Nothing impresses me. Right. It's quite interesting. And what I mean by that, don't get me wrong, I like nice things. But if somebody fucking, turned up with a fucking Lamborghini, revving the engine outside, but it doesn't. So because I've taken myself out of that world of wanting desire on a Lamborghini, I don't feel it anymore. So it's great because if you desire something that is out of your reach, you're going to get frustration. So at my height, I could have afforded a Lamborghini. Could I afford one now? Not a fucking chance. So therefore, I bought one the other week. I bought a Lamborghini, little fucking model, £20. Genuine. So if you do a live with me on Thingy, you'll see it's in the back of my office. An orange Lamborghini. Tick that box.
To signify.
I'll tick the box. To take that off myself. Because I'm not ever going to work for a Lamborghini. If I won the lottery, I'd get one. Don't do the lottery. So therefore, a Lamborghini, take it away. So it's a bit like if you're a hypnotist, they make things smoking, taste their fish or whatever, And it's that you've got to kind of do this. But in answer to the happy and content, I realised that success is more than stuff and money. True success, true sustainable success is, and this is the thing that, I work with businesses, it's all profit and loss. Profit and loss. Depreciation I've had. Put another fucking thing on your P&L sheet. How happy are the staff? 1 to 10. Right? And you go, okay, on average it's a 7. What about the directors? And look at that and say, okay, we're a 7. What can we do to get the team up to an 8? What can we do to get the team up to a 9? And if we did do that, what would that do? Would it increase sales? Would it increase harmony? Would it increase the vibe? Would it increase energy? What would it do? And when you start looking at that, that's the numbers that you start moving. So when I go in and start changing these fucking companies, is that I don't go out from the numbers. I never look at the numbers. I look at the individuals and say, how happy are you? I've got a complete sheet that I go through people and say, how happy are you? Okay, how do we move it? And it's that you start moving the people. That's when you move the business. Most coaches, consultants come in, business, fiscal fucking studies and hedge funds. It's all bollocks.
Do you know, that's so true, isn't it? Because you listen to all these business podcasts and mindsets and nobody...
Yes.
That's the first I've ever heard of anything like that.
I know.
Before.
And this is what I'm saying. So my way is fucking, I'm a dickhead. Everyone thinks I'm a fucking idiot until I've got results that support this. I've come at this from a completely different way. I've got no MBA. MBA, the way it's always been fucking done. I have no MBA. No one gave me any investment. I didn't have any fucking hedge funds. I started a business 25 grand in debt, delivering pizzas. Grew it to a £2.5 million business, 2.3. Not bad for a thick fucker from Salford. So therefore, what did I do? The first person I had to motivate was me. The first person I had to use was me. Because I realised that money, all I ended up doing when I was unhappy or I was driving the business was just eating more and drinking more. 5.5 stone heavier. I'll send you a picture in a minute. You won't recognise. You're like, that's not you, is it? Yes, it fucking is. And this is what I'm saying. So it's all connected. I've kept my weight off. It's all connected. Don't get me wrong. Fucking had a problem with cake retention. Fucking love cake, right? But vegan options are available.
Yeah.
But it's
because like I say, you never hear that sort of thing. You never hear that sort of thing, and it's absolutely right. And everything you're saying, I've said it a few times. I'm just trying to apply it to my life now, and I am the one that's just bogged down in numbers.
Yes, mate.
And I've got my head in the sand with everything else, and that's
right.
That's what upsets me. That's what worries me.
Right. Well, stop fucking worrying. Worrying achieved nothing. It achieved nothing. Look, I'm telling you, that people under stress don't make great decisions. Right.
That's me.
Right. Well, take your stress out. We'll talk beyond this, but I think that you look at this whole thing. Check this out. Right. This is oh, fuck's sake. It's going into thing. This is me at on BBC working lunch.
Good to have you with us.
How you doing? You revealed my secret about the games.
There we go.
There's nothing you can tell us that doesn't get it.
Wait, is this?
What prompted you to set up this business?
Watch this.
I about 5 years ago.
I don't believe that.
Basically, to shove the job. I thought I'll start my own business off. How difficult can it be? My understanding of running your business was
that's absolutely mad. You're gonna have to get this video. So my question to that then is, I don't know.
So this is the point. It's all connected. Is that guy in a good place? No, he's not. This is the guy who's doing 5 Red Bulls a day. 5 Red Bulls a day, and then he's having night owls to sleep at night. This is a guy. It's about a machine. We need to win at any cost. I watch The Apprentice and all eating fucking oysters and shit like that. I'd rather be in a fucking calf. And this is the thing. I would rather be in a calf. And that's where we've got it all twisted, because what we've done is success is that, I used to, when I first started thinking, we'd go to the menu and I'd go, oh, the most expensive thing, please.
You don't like it.
Right. So, and then this is what I'm trying to say. So we've been sold a pup, and I'd say the other thing about it, really embarrassing this, but it's a good one. I said I'd shared a few things. So I had my BMW i8, and I remember parking it outside illegally on the fucking seafront in Weston-super-Mare and going into the fucking pub, the bar, to meet a mate of mine, then coming back out, opening the fucking doors going up, going in the glove compartment for something I didn't need. So everyone see me getting a fucking car. What a dick.
Oh, really? That was you? Sorry.
Yes.
You used to do stuff like that. Yeah.
So you think, what are you doing? And if I'm doing it, you've only got to look at them. You've only got to look at any people do.
So
weird,
you can call out those sort of things because you've seen them and been
call it on myself.
Yeah.
That is not a guy.
Yeah.
And I go on social media, and this creates a fucking meme. I just do it when I'm a bit bored. Never trust a fat motivational speaker.
I wanted to ask that. I did want to talk about this sort of thing because I just saw that and I thought, did you know all of this sort of stuff? Did you profess all this stuff then?
No, did I bollocks?
Because I do think there's a direct correlation to this sort of stuff,
of course
isn't
it is. So, and I do that, and the people are, oh, you're being fattest. I'm fucking 5.5 stone. And this is the point. No one likes being fatter than they need to be.
Yeah.
Right? And I say to people, I've got a magic button that when I press it, you lose a stone. How many times would you want me to press it?
Well, it's this Ozempic argument now, isn't it? Because it's an easy pill just like that, and everybody's taking it.
mate.
Funnily enough, everyone that said they were quite happy with being big is now
Being
taking
curvy,
it because it's a magic pill.
Right. And this is the thing. Whereas that hasn't been what that's been is going to the gym for fucking 3 to 4 times a year, 3 or 4 times a week. And initially having to do that and feeling like shit. But that's what we all need to do. We all need to feel like shit to realise that you don't suddenly wake up and you're at a fucking size 44 waist. Don't. I'm 30 now, 32, something like that. How the fuck did that happen? And I'll tell you how it happened. This goes back onto programming. I realised something. So when I was unemployed, I would get paid, let's say, whatever it is, 70 quid a fortnight. And I would live like a king for 2 days, right? Egg fried rice, fucking going and doing things like shopping, right? 2 days you'd have that. And then fucking come day 3, you're skint. Now you've got 8 days till you get another gyro. I'd gone from that to then running my business. The only reason I stopped eating was because of money. Now I don't have to. I can just keep eating. I'm living like a king. So I'm eating business networking breakfast. Then I'm going out for lunch. Then I'm celebrating in the evening. 3 meals. Sedentary. That's how you end up there because the mindset was the old one. Oh my God, you're on Dolan benefits. You've got no food. And yet that changed. So by changing my mindset now to make it more current, your output and your input changes.
I think like weight is like the ultimate and like the original proof of
you can't
like
say that.
Good,
You can't
good
say that.
decisions
You
and
can't
bad
say that.
decisions.
No, you're being fattest now. But this is the thing. You can't say that. Society won't allow you to say that. So what? Consequently, was I talk about myself here before anyone starts fucking cancel? Was I fucking 5.5 stone? Yes, I was morbidly obese. I've got type 2 diabetes now. 12, 13 years on because of the decisions that I made back then.
You're living proof of it though, aren't you? Yeah.
That you can change. But I love my cakes, don't get me wrong. Vegan options are available.
It's all about discipline as well, isn't it?
Of course it is.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing that I wanted to talk about because there's this really big vibe at the moment, like going around on the podcasts, and I think it's really interesting, but it's the clash between motivation and discipline.
You know what? Look,
And the differences between the two.
Yeah, look. Fucking labels again. Bullshit, social media, outrage labels, fucking click rage baiting bullshit, right? People say to me, oh, you're a coach or you're a consultant or you're these clever fuckers who are on social media with the fucking pills and twin sets. They look at me and go, who's this fucking scumbag? They go, oh, are you a coach or are you more like a mentor? Yeah, fucking labels, I have no idea. I know, go into businesses, I kick them up the fucking ass and actually within 3 months, everything's better. So whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so, there's a balance between mentoring and discipline. Mate, I've never used the fucking discipline world in my fucking life. So I don't fucking know. Yes, there's discipline. You've got to do these things. But, motivation doesn't work. And I say to people who say motivation doesn't work, well, you've never been fucking motivated. Let me tell you something, right? So motivation doesn't work. No. Okay. What happens if I said you're a piece of shit over and over again? Or your partner said you're a piece of shit and every single day she started giving you shit, everything you can't do enough. Would that motivate you or demotivate you? Demotivate you. So does motivation work or not? Of course it fucking does. And this is the thing. I could demotivate. So my job is to go into and motivate audiences. Right? If my job was to go in and fucking demotivate audiences, I could do that as well. So motivation absolutely fucking works. And anyone that tells me it did not hasn't been motivated. That's the reality of it. So discipline works as well. But stop the fucking labels, this rage bait. Hey guys, you're going to learn the 2 secrets today and the 5 things that are fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Game.
It's a fucking game. And once you realise that, the rage bait game, look at LinkedIn. Fucking jokers, right? My friend, my mentor has told me to get the fuck off LinkedIn. My mentor. I've been on there for 12 years, yeah. He said, get off it. I said, why is that? This was the other week. He says, when you fucking 2-3 years ago, you was fucking on it, right? You was edgy and da-da-da-da. Now, that was your edginess, right on the cusp. Now, fucking with the likes of the ChatGPT, everyone's fucking edgy. Copy Brad Burton style. Done. Make it 10% edgier. Done. Output. That's it. So I'm now trying to compete with people that can fucking reproduce me digitally. She said, everyone can write better than you now. 2019, before the pandemic, it was, I think it was January, I run an event called Now What Live, 200 people there, absolutely exceptional event. And I basically handpick speakers. So I speak 3 or 4 times and then we get these speakers in there. And in the audience was a woman, and a woman that said to a guy that I know, can I have a selfie? I had a selfie, that was it, no problems, 30 seconds, chat, done. And then 2 years later on social media, there was a post from this woman that said, I'm being harassed. Now you imagine if you go onto socials and you say, I'm being harassed, straight away, everyone's going to pile on. The next day, I'm being harassed by a high profile speaker. So the first one's still going, second one starts moving. Then day 3, it's a high profile motivational speaker, a man didn't want to say. So what would happen if you did it? You'd have everyone on it. That's what happened. I'm watching this thinking, I wonder who this is. And then...
oh, sorry. So this person's saying this, but you don't know actually it's about you.
Correct. And then day 3, so everyone's watching it. I run a network, national network, thousands of members. Right?
So you're watching it unfold and you're thinking, who's this? Yeah.
And then day 3, she goes, yeah, it's a high-profile motivational speaker. She's from Manchester, right? And then 3 comments down, is it Brad Burton? Yes, I didn't want to say. Whoosh! I'm now getting death threats and this, that, and other. She said that I poisoned the cat. I'd put tracking devices on a car. I'd put bricks through a window and given her death threats every single day. I slashed the tyres. Like, what is going on? So everyone's piling on me. I'm getting cancelled now for something that, somebody I met 2 years ago. But the way she positioned it was beautiful. She played the little woman game. You go and look at me in the optic. Don't look like I'm, I look like a drug dealer. I know that. I'm not, by the way, anymore. But we can all change. But the point is that she painted a picture. Anyway, so initially, did what everyone would probably do, arguing the source, and it just made it look worse. So then I put legals on her and sent legal letters, cease and desist. And she posted them online and said, this guy's trying to, shut me down. I'm going to fight a good fight. And everyone's like, yes, fight a good fight, sister. And now this was after the pandemic. So my business has gone nosedive. Mm-hmm. I've now taken the business in terms of online. This is going on every single day. So it's not like I'm just dealing with Facebook. She's on Instagram and she's on.
She's just going at it from all fronts.
LinkedIn stalker. And that's what we call it, the LinkedIn stalker. And I'm LinkedIn, I'm getting booked for online gigs and what have you. And as soon as I promote an event, she would then ring them up and say, you do realise is this, and this? And I even had my chairman I'd worked with for 10 years say, Brad, I've got to ask, is there any truth in these allegations? What is going on? Yeah. Painted a beautiful picture and it just kept going. And if you think about this, and then I blocked her. After that, I blocked her. Well, there's no smoke without fire, people were saying to me.
No, really?
And every single day she's on it. So I'm now having to defend this. And it comes to a point where I was just overwhelming. So what I did is I just disconnected, unblocked and everything, blocked and everything. And then I'd wake up, because of the nature of my network with thousands of members, have you seen what she wrote about you? I'd wake up with 40 notifications and you're trying to ignore it and it was just really on top and heaven. And it got really bad. And then we ignored it. And it was impacting me so much that what happened was she, where it was a turning point, she actually forged a stalker protection order, said that I'm stalking her and she's gone to the legals and she's got one against me that I'm banned from. And everyone's like, well done, chicken. And it's like, what? And I went to the police and the police didn't take me seriously at first.
Really? They just
no. I think, you imagine the worst thing that I can say about you, right? Online, right? So I go online now, say the worst thing possible as a man to another man about you. What would you do about it? Genuinely. So I say your business is shit, and there's and you're ripping people off, and you've got fucking child slaves in your basement. What would you do?
Probably go to the police.
And the police would say it's a civil matter. And now what you've got to do is go and arrange an appointment with a solicitor, and then they'll turn you around and say, it's going to cost you about £15,000 to do this. Would you like to do that? And I'll then take you through the mangle. And every time that you send a letter about it, I say, this guy's thing, that's what she did. And then I'd go after all your customers. I'd look on your website to see trusted by, and I'd go after these customers. And I'd say, you do realise that this guy's got children in his basement, don't you? And everyone's now, boom. So now you're disorientated. So instead of you running your business and running your team, now that you're dominated by this, and every single moment of every single day, you're getting posts on LinkedIn, posts on X, posts on, now you've got different audiences there. And every time in networking, you eventually go, that's him over there. He's got children in his basement. Mate, that's the fucking shit that I popped off for.
That's brutal, because that's attacking your person, but mate, you are the business as well.
Right, absolutely. And I'd done none of these things, none of them. And this has been proven in a court of law. So there's a Panorama show, My Online Stalker, BBC, run a 6-month investigation on it. There's a new show coming on Channel 4, coming soon. And national press, go and Google Brad Burton stalker and you'll see that this woman's there. And that wasn't something that I signed up for, but fortunately, due to the fact that the way that my brain works, I'm now in a position where, because of my background, I'm mentally strong enough to deal with this because of everything that I've been through, the nervous breakdowns and the business collapse and this and the other. So I've had to be living proof of that ability to be able to handle this shit.
Yeah, because I was about to say that, because that's a really strange thing to happen for somebody like yourself, who is obviously, motivational leader, thought leader, blah, 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 to then have to apply that to a completely different circumstance of something which is completely out of your
remember
control.
what Maddie said before about, have you always been this confident? So my ability to deal with pressure was being a street kid in Manchester and everything that was associated with that. And I've carried that with me. So this is what I'm trying to say. None of it is ever wasted. But what I've been through, it wasn't only me, by the way. There's 2 of the victims that we found out. 2 of the victims, females.
What they were doing the same
she
things
was doing
to them.
Yeah. But it's worse than that, because we found someone who she did it for 10 years before me.
Oh, right. So there's this
and they didn't go to the police. So there's less than 2% conviction rate of female stalkers to men. Baby Reindeer, he didn't go to the police, or he certainly didn't get a call. I've got 5 convictions on this woman. So I'm a poster child for stalking.
How long was this going on for until you
4
went
years.
to the police?
8 months.
Right. Okay. So you took quite a bit of grunt there. In 8 months.
You had to, because we didn't realise that this woman wasn't a well woman.
Yeah.
But this, when you got the perfect storm of the pandemic, and actually everyone's locked down and popcorn, I wonder what's going on.
Everyone's on social media, absolutely loving that sort of shit.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is the great thing, I say this about people. I said the way that you fix a pub fight isn't by going in there and wading a pub fight, you're getting yourself out of it. So I've learned a lot of this about this. And my mum said something pretty smart. She's 81 now. She said, what's lovely about this is that the fact that she's on your case means that she's not on somebody else's. And it's like, okay, I quite like that. And actually, like I say, so I had years of people, and she even said I've got a twin brother that I'm doing 5 years in prison. She posted that Brad Burton has been finally arrested in Calais when he's trying to leave the country. He's on the run. He's been arrested. And now I'm fucking thinking, no, I'm not. I'm having a curry. So now I'm putting social media posts where I'm looking like a fucking lunatic going, here's me having a curry.
But you bloody would, wouldn't you, though?
And like I say, so go and check out, it's a national story. And I've been told to expect intense media interest. And then in another week's time, on the 28th of August, she gets sentenced.
So is this case
Yes.
It's a bit of a naive question, but
Test case.
It's test case, but in the scale of stalking cases, this is like
A severe. They've never seen a more severe one than this. So there's a couple of things here. Where the problems are is, so I go onto social media right now on LinkedIn and I say that you're a shit, right? And that you've got children in your basement here. What would you anticipate LinkedIn would do?
Take it down.
No, they don't. They just leave it up there. This does not go against our terms and conditions. So I can say whatever I want with impunity and there's nothing you can do. I have proven in a court of law, in Crown Court, 5 guilties. Malicious communications, harassment, stalking, yet LinkedIn choose to do nothing. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. These social media companies do not give a shit about you. We're a number. And once you realise that I had 4 seconds where I thought, kill yourself. True story, me, tough guy. 4 seconds, I went, fuck. And that's when I went to go and get some meds from the doctor. And I've never done Prozac in 25 years. That was 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And that's what I'm trying to say. People don't realise this. And if I would have offed myself, trigger warning, sorry. Right? If I would have offed myself, you'd have LinkedIn then, mistakes were made. Mistakes have been fucking made. And LinkedIn are, like I say, the LinkedIn stalker, they should have done something. She isn't a well woman. That's her excuse. LinkedIn, yeah. So if they won't remove what's been proven to be in a court of law, lies, everything.
Oh, so they won't go back and remove any of this sort of stuff as well?
And it's still out there for
Correct.
everyone to see. Yeah.
That's actually quite peculiar.
Oh, big time. And this is so when you've got BBC Panorama, which is their investigative show, the number one that's been going for 30 years, and they contact LinkedIn, and LinkedIn say, we don't communicate about individual cases. But we don't tolerate bullying and harassment. Okay. What do you think this is? Does this constitute bullying and harassment? Because if it doesn't, what does?
Hmm.
What does? If this doesn't contribute, thousands of posts, and bear in mind, I've written 4 books, 40,000 word books in the good old days when you had to do something called writing. They took 18 months to write each of them. Edit. There's a 20,000 word blog about me that she wrote. 20,000 words, somebody that I met for 30 seconds.
Do you know the intentions behind this, or was it just because she was ill?
Rage baiting, or wanting to get some validation.
People
or
just get kicks from it, sort of thing.
course,
Is that what it is?
it's impunity.
Just because she can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think that, like I say, if it wasn't for the fact there's a couple of other victims, Naomi Timpler, Justine Wright, females, and only then did he start taking it seriously.
Really?
Yeah. So the first questions the police asked was, have I had sexual relations with a woman? I said, no.
I've
You
met her
sure?
for 20 seconds.
Are you sure? No, I've not had fucking sexual relationships with her. And it's just like fucking, I'm like, even if I had, doesn't mean it's acceptable. You can't just do these fucking things. And this is the problem, is the whole world is kind of creaking. Everything's creaking. Everything's creaking. The systems are creaking. The fucking mental health service are creaking. The fucking government systems are creaking. The financial, everything, the police, everything's creaking.
Mm.
And we're in a really dangerous, difficult time right now as life and in business, where the old rules of engagement and these institutions that protected us, I don't think they are anymore. And I think that if you think about life, I don't know about you, but I said to someone the other day, I said, when does all this efficiencies that we've got, when does it start yielding the time so we can all go playing football with the kids and stuff? Because I don't appear to have any more time right now, but I've got all these systems, and we got ClickFunnels, and we got this, that, and the other. And I think we've been sold a pup, and we need to go back to basics and go back to what it is to be human. Conversations like this, meeting people like this, and actually start stepping away from this digital world, because right now we're balancing financial, physical, emotional, spiritual, digital. Like, hang about, that didn't exist 20 years ago. So now we're having to fucking do all these things and balance that in.
How do we do it? How do you do it?
I don't. I feel like everyone else.
Yeah.
And recognise
pretty
it.
pretty honest answer.
Of course. Oh, what I do is I block out a system, and what we do is fucking bullshit. I'm like everyone else with 15 hours screen time a day, watching fucking panda videos on rocking horses.
Oh, I'm the worst for that.
No, but fucking stupid. You go to your dying breath in your life and you go, oh, thank fuck I watched pandas on rocking horses.
Pandas on rocking horses.
Have you Googled it?
No, but I will, mate.
It's the greatest thing ever. Pandas, genuine pandas on rocking horses eating bamboo. It's fucking great. But you go, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
In my day, we used to do something called going out.
Yeah.
No, but nobody can afford to go out anymore.
Yeah.
We used to go out and get fucking hammered. Go out with 30 fucking quid. My wife would come back with 30 fucking quid, right? And be hammered. Right? The good old days. Getting men buying your drinks, fucking stupid. But nobody goes out anymore. And I think that we need to go back to, we're going
human contact, isn't it? And engagement rather
it's like
than
drawing a
sitting
picture
on
of
our
a fucking
phones.
sandwich. Here you go. There's a picture of a sandwich there. Enjoy. When you're hungry, we need human contact. And I think that we've all been so focused on bullshit,
Yeah.
right, that we forgot that what really fucking matters. I've got fucking thousands of fucking Facebook fucking friends.
None of them are friends, though.
They are, and they're not. They're not really friend.
Yeah.
And I think we've been sold a fucking pup. And it goes to social media as well. Fucking, I've got 20,000 impressions. How many clients you get from that? Well, none, but we've got impressions. Right, so you're in a fucking kitchen dancing to TikTok videos, pointing out nonsense, and you got 20,000. What do you think the target audience is going to be looking at? You think, I tell you what, fuck me, if I want recruiters, I'm going to go to that people who can fucking dance in their kitchen. Said no one ever. Right? But yet we do that, and you do it because the next fucking thing, we full fucking placements, money back after 3 months if they don't. Yeah.
So why are we doing that? Is it because everyone else is doing it?
Yes. Because every fucking else is doing it. That's why we're doing it. You got Lord Sugar. Oh, look. So every fucker turns up on their apprentice with fucking matching tie and matching thing. What the fuck? And this is the thing. Someone needs to go first. Go first in your own life. Don't worry about what people tell you to fucking live. Oh, Brad, you never get booked with tattoos and trainers and fucking and jeans, at the highest level. Brad Burton fucking off to a global conference in fucking Barcelona next fucking month to speak and headline that global conference. But I was advised that I would never get booked. Okay? So I'm working for a fucking £100 million business going over there next fucking. How did that happen? It happened because I didn't listen to fucking everyone that told me I shouldn't do it. My wife did not want me to start a business off. She said, don't start a business off. You're going to ruin this family and your insistence on starting a business. True story. That's what she said. And I had to turn down the fucking volume and the mute button and ignore her. And she said to me, 10 years to the day with my business, she wrote me an open letter. She wish I had now, but don't. And she said words to the effect of, I was wrong, you was right. Thank you for ignoring me. And this is what you got to do. You got to fucking go back to what you want to do, not what society tells you to fucking do. And that means if you want to get a fucking Barber jacket, other brands are available, you got to go and walk your fucking dogs. You want to leave your phone at home, go and do it.
You want a Yeti bag?
Mate,
They are.
100% go and get it.
Ordered by the end of
Go and
the
get
day.
it. No, you must go and get it. You must go and get it. And then realise that actually this is what success is. And then you realise, okay, if I wanted to improve on my Yeti bag, what would that be? And then start looking at what that next bit is, what the next bit is, 200 quid extra, 400 quid. Just say, and then ask yourself a question, do I really, as in really want this Yeti 2 bag? And if the answer is no, now you've found your level, because here's the problem. Not everyone can be Elon Musk. Not everyone can be Elon Musk. But what we're doing is we're comparing ourselves to fucking Elon Musk. Elon Musk is there on a scale of fucking 1 to 10 financially. He's there. On the Elon Musk scale, I'm there. But on my scale, Brad Burton, the street kid from Salford, I'm there. Compare myself to Elon Musk, I'm there. So your framework as to your success is you. That means at the end of the fucking payday, if you've got 30 fucking quid to go and spunk on a computer game, and that's your Lamborghini, then fucking do it. And don't go, it's only a computer game, I wouldn't mind a Lamborghini. No, this is what you need to do. And by doing this and by having this moment, because this is all we have, where the problems come in our life and our business is we go to the past. Oh, if that wouldn't have happened, or the future. Oh, what happens if Putin? What happens if fucking Keir Starmer fucking starts being a knobhead? Right? And we end up having this whole situation where we spend so much time in the past, so much time in the future, and all we have is this moment, this fucking moment, this moment. And this moment is good. This moment is good. This exact moment is fucking great. Start going out of the future, nuclear bombs are going to drop on us. As a past, I got locked in a coal shed when I was 7 by my dad, and I still fucking imagine fucking spiders. But here, everything's good. But we don't. We spend our entire fucking life, and every moment of this moment that you spend in the past or in the future, you're wasting this moment. This future was the future that you wanted. But now you get here, it's not enough. Now I need a fucking Yeti 2 bag. And that is where discombobulation comes from. That's where unhappiness comes from. That's where people start fucking their lives up because they've got the Yeti bag, that was the lifelong dream, and now it's not enough. That is why you see people broken, because they're chasing this fucking thing almost like a donkey with a fucking stick and a carrot that they can never reach.
Do people have to reach it to realise this? Does that make sense? So, like yourself, do you have to get the Lamborghini to realise that it's not achievable?
You can do the Lamborghini with the Yeti bag. It's the same exercise. Okay. Yeah, you can do it. It's just scalable, right? So once you get your Yeti bag and you've got fucking, and you're showing everyone that you've got a Yeti bag, when actually no one gives a fuck. The only one who cares is you. Once you realise that, then you go, okay, Yeti 2 bag, what's the next one up? What's the difference? How would I feel? So you can play that game whenever you want on anything. Like I say, I've got an iPhone 14 or fucking, I don't even know what the fuck it is. But the old Brad, fucking hell. What's life in a caravan? Got a handbrake on your car, on your house? What the fuck? Like self, I'd be fucking embarrassing, fucking put it in my bag, don't let them say I've got a 14. What the fuck? Yeah. Stupid. And this consumerism and this fucking constant chase. By all means, be ambitious. You're providing jobs and livelihood and great fucking purpose for people, no question. But make damn certain that it's what you fucking want, because otherwise it gets tough. That's when the backbiting starts. That's when the culture starts falling apart. When the founders don't really fucking believe in it. That's what you've got to make fucking certain, that you are tuned in to this mission 100%. And then whatever you want with your mission, you'll make it fucking happen. But it's when you kind of follow in somebody else's mission, somebody else's dream, somebody else's goal.
Yeah, you've got to stay in your lane and run your own race.
Yeah.
Nice,
absolutely. It all circles back to what you want, isn't it?
Of course it is. And that's it. So what do you want?
I think that is actually the problem. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I think that is like, I think I've come to realize that I don't know what I want because, you go through that cycle.
Of course.
Like you've absolutely said, starting a business, running a business, you think you want to be the best in the world, don't you? And then you learn a lot more stuff like this and, you hear it over and over again. And it is, it's all about family and connections and fun and everything. And I absolutely have that.
Yeah, good.
So I feel like I do have
good,
both.
Good banked.
But then, what is the long term? What do I want?
But it becomes easier when you're in a good place. People under stress don't make great decisions. Business success relies on good decisions. So when people are, I'm stressed. You're stressed, yeah? Would you agree with the statement? People under stress don't make great decisions.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're stressed. How, from a stressed mindset, are you going to fix this? Spend more time in the solution than in the problem. So we don't think about that. What I need to do, so when I work with companies or individuals, I fix, and I've got 2 in the last fucking week. I do something it's called the MOT levels. You can take a car from an MOT, right, and you check your roadworthiness. I do it for a human being. Health, fitness, focus, plan, And I say, right, pass, 50-50 or fail. So it's family, pass, health, business, finances. And I can see it at a glance. Then, okay, they've got fucking 3 passes, 5 50-50s and 2 fails. You see, 2 of my clients came in last week, 10-0-0, 10 passes, 0-0, 0 passes, 0 50-50s, 0 fails. Now we go to work on the business. So once you've got those fucking guys, right, the stress is gone. Now we're clean. But when you're stressed out to fuck, we ain't having clarity of fucking thought, and you're going around chasing everything. It's all running away, and you're all tired and gassed. Stop. That's fucking what have we got to do? If such a thing's possible, how could we create that people come to us? What have we got to do specifically? And do that from a place of clean-headedness. So I fix the individual, then I fix the business. And then I had some guy fucking view it, we spent 45 minutes on me now. Can we talk about the business? We can, but you're a fuck up. So do you want to talk about you or the business? Because I can do, but you're a fuck up. So
Yes, main point, isn't it?
Of course it fucking is, because you are the product that if you ain't right, do you reckon, right, if I was fucking 3-piece suit and a pocket watch and a monocle and a fucking handkerchief in me suit, do you reckon phone networking would have been edgy as fuck? No, would it fuck? Do you reckon my website would be edgy and everything? No. So fundamentally at its core, we end up creating the brand or the culture. So if we change us, we change the brand, we change the culture. That's how you do it. Founders, I call it about main character energy. I walk in there with my teams. I go, right, what I want you to do is I want you to walk with your shoulders fucking back. I want you fucking, tits and teeth, right? And I want fucking you to give me what a main character. And I'll tell you the best way, you recruiters, this is a game you're in. When people come for interviews, hi, how are you? Oh, wonderful. Lovely to meet you. Brilliant. Oh, it's been wonderful today. Thank you so much. There's a fucking heightened version of themselves. And then fucking 3 months later, fucking companies do my fucking head in. What changed? They did. And I have managed to maintain a level of main character energy throughout my life. When I'm on the train today, I'm not going to be burning through my energy or being that guy. I'm going to come back to normal. But it's that so that when you're public facing, that main character version of you comes out. And if it comes out for you, and it comes out for you, and it comes out for you, and it comes out for you as an organization, fuck me. Now you're fucking talking. So fundamentally at its core, it's about that. It's about this fucking energy. If you can get your energy right, and I look at my phone right now and I'm on 69%.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, 69 fucking %. Let me ask you this. What's your phone number?
What's my phone?
Yeah, what's your phone number?
I don't have my phone
That's cool.
in here,
What's
actually.
your phone number? Percentage?
48.
Okay. If you had an LED on your head,
Yeah.
what would you say your battery's at? Just generally now. Give me a number. Okay, don't answer.
60%.
Okay. So the point is this. Your performance as a human being would be greater if it was at 100%, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the question is this. What have you got to do, you, not me, what have you got to do to get that 60 up to 70 next week?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get the point.
I get the point. And the point that when you asked me that question, I hesitated to give an answer because
And you lied about the answer.
Maybe I
You
did. Maybe I did.
100% or 100%.
Because maybe the last, it comes back to what we were talking about right at the start, is I feel like I have been in the mindset of being quite negative and quite like,
You know why?
maybe down in the dumps.
You know why? Because you've not got a finish line, right? You've got no finish line. So what I do is I say, right, project, 3-month projects. Your job is this 3-month project, implementation of a new CRM system. Your job is this project. Your job is that project. On top of whatever you're doing work-wise, you've got a project.
It absolutely is that. There's a few other things that have happened like the last year, let's say.
Welcome to business.
But that is absolutely right. Actually, you hit the nail on the head there. And then it made me start, like, I hesitated a lot because I wanted to give a better answer, because I wanted to say, right, I'm getting in the right mindset. I'm going to lie and say I'm probably better than I am, because I want to start making positive decisions because of the conversation we've had now.
I understand. And that's the fucking caper with this, is that you look at that, if you're at 60%, right, it's tiring pretending that you're happy. It's tiring pretending you're not tired. It's tiring. It's fucking tiring. And this is why you get this whole fucking thing where everyone is honest as an organization, and you go, we're all 60%. Okay, now we can talk. Everyone's 60%. Cool. What's going on here, guys? How do we as a collective build it back up and still maintain the business? It's a big sigh of relief. And if I go when I'm speaking, I might have done it at Building Brands, I say, put your hand up if you've had self-limiting beliefs in the last fucking year. So I'm going to ask the question, put your hand up if you've had self-limiting beliefs in the last year. Okay.
Full house for those that are listening.
Exactly. And I think that
You're a liar if you don't put your hand up.
I think this is the bit. So I've had self-limiting beliefs. We all have. I know fucking top pop stars who've had #1 hits. I know fucking boxers who are world champions or world champions. I know dragons from Dragon's Den. If you talk to them in private, they'll all say they've got self-limiting beliefs. You'd never know that. Or you'd see. And you look at everyone else and go, oh, they're doing beautifully. That business is doing beautifully. We're the only ones that are struggling in this and the other. Everyone's fucking at it. Everyone's got a story. Most people are just playing poker, and it becomes so fucking hard to be honest with yourself. I had to be honest with myself. I was a fat fucker. I had to be honest. Because if I wasn't honest with myself, I'd stay there. It wasn't my thyroid. Bacon retention, right? You know?
So what I've done there then, what I explained is or described is I've tried to like fake positivity there, haven't I? To like try and maybe get like get back on the positive steps.
I get it.
Is that the thing to do? Because it's the old classic, if you fake bravery, that's still being brave, because you're still being brave.
There comes a point when actually if you're conscious of having to fake it, it starts doubling back on itself. Now you're conscious, now you're having to wear the mask, and now you're conscious that you don't want to get
Yeah.
So that doesn't work. So initially, yes, it does. I do something that I call, if you imagine your brain's like a hard drive, and it is a fucking hard drive. Everything that you see is based on your life and everything that you think. And one of the things that I do is if you think about a web program or editing a podcast, you've got to go in there manually and go, snip, 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 snip. Website, getting problems, CRM, you've got to go in there. We don't go into our heads. I've realized something that I call this, I'm only going into a couple of commands here, but there's something that I do, which is, so how I got myself from being 5.5 stone heavier is I walk down. You've ever been shopping fucking when you're hungry?
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Gold bars.
Get it in, boys.
Gold bars.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Flash gold bars, right? Fucking gold bar. Fucking it's on, right? When gold bars start going in there. And so that shows you that the impacts, external impacts or internal impacts, has an effect on you. If you eat beforehand and went shopping, you'd order less. So we know that the impact on that one. What I did is I walked through the fucking the corridor of the aisle of fucking the glory, where all the good shit is, crisp, fucking biscuits, chocolate. And I walked there, and every fucking thing that I wanted to eat, gold bars, I'll say to myself, delete, delete, delete. Put them back. Chocolate digestives, delete, delete, delete. Put them back. Kettle chips.
So actually physically did that and went through the motions.
Yeah. And I said it either audibly if there's no one around, or I said it to myself, delete, delete, delete. And that's how I wheel myself off, because you are showing the power that you can fucking do it. I know, it's a real interesting byproduct of a lot of my clients that I work with, is that they end up losing weight. And I don't go ever on that one. But what I do say, he says, so magic button. If you press it, how many times do you press it? 3 times. There's no such thing as a fucking magic button. But I pick after 8 o'clock. I go and having snacks. Cool. So if you didn't eat after 8 o'clock, what would be the downside? Would you feel a bit of discomfort? Yeah. And would you be more or less likely to lose weight over the course of 6 months? More. So you need to make a decision. Either eat your fucking cakes and stay fat, or don't eat your cakes and have a little bit of discomfort. It's a binary decision. Which one do you want to do? Okay, well, I don't want to eat cakes. Okay, if you choose to eat cakes, I want you to take a photograph and I want you to send me a WhatsApp of anything that you eat after 8 o'clock. So now they've got to fucking think. Got somebody sent me a picture of a Malteser the other day. 1 Malteser they had. And then if you wanted another crisp, they then got to take a fucking photograph. How pathetic am I? Right? They've got to do that. So you've got to take a picture of 1 Malteser and then a fucking couple of kettle chips. Cool. Slows you down because we're on autopilot. And what ends up happening on autopilot is days become fucking weeks, weeks become months, months become years, years become a life. So we've got to switch the autopilot off and we've got to be conscious of our decisions. Every single day we make 30,000 decisions. 30,000. How many are you actually conscious of? Fucking probably 50. So the autopilot is, just go and grab a fag, whatever, right, my vape or whatever it's fucking it is. Listen, be under no illusion, I'm no angel, by the way, right? So just so we're clear, yeah? Don't fucking think for a moment I've got it all together because I'm not. I'm human, above all. But I think that's the point. Got to get conscious of your decisions. And if you want to lose weight, move more, eat less. Yeah, but I can get Ozempic. Yeah, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
But fundamentally,
quick fix, yeah.
But fundamentally, that hasn't changed.
Yeah, and it comes back to like when I asked you a bit earlier, like how intentional are you with all these things? It seems like you have been and are intentional with these things through conscious decision, but because it's become such a habit, you've done it for so long.
Correct,
The consciousness is no longer intentional. Yeah. It's automatically. You're making these conscious decisions automatically.
Absolutely. And that's how you change your life. By changing your thinking, you change your life, you change your business. That's the key to this thing. If you'd have told me this 20 years ago, in fact, somebody did tell me 20 years ago, I had a mate of mine, millionaire mate. He said to me, he said, I was skint and I started the business and he was a lovely lad. I went over to Australia, seen him in November. But he said, I met him in a computer game forum, right? So I was into a computer game called Laser Squad. I met him in 2002, 2003. And I started my business in December 2004. And he said to me, starting a business at home, my wife won't let me. Why? Because I've got a mortgage and it's £360 a month and she won't have it. Okay, cool. He said, so if I paid your mortgage for a year, if need to, what's the risk then? Well, there's none. So what's stopping you? Nothing. I'll pay your mortgage for a year if need be. Told the wife and that was it. But he said to me, and this was 2003, he said, like when you've got a washing machine and you skint and your student digs, and he says, your washing machine, you put a fucking fork in like that, press that button, do that, and you get another spin out of it. He says, when you're fucking wedged up, what happens is your washing machine starts playing up. Hi, is that AO? Yeah, hi, can we have a new washing machine, please? Yeah, top of the range one, 1,100 quid. And you take it away, 50 quid. Yeah, no problem. Cheers, bye. Next day it turns up, they take the old one away. 2 minutes later, it's fucking done. It's all the thing. He said, every time you do that and you don't put the screwdriver in and your elbow, every time you do that, you lose a piece of yourself. And I went, well, fuck off. I said, I'm telling you. Anyway, I've just come back from Australia and I said the same to my mate. He was bang on. He said, that's what we've become. Everything's replaceable. We don't fucking work at relationships. We don't work at businesses. We don't work at this. We don't work at that. It's just fucking in an instant. Everyone wants everything now. And I think that any company and any organization, any individual that's going to actually make it right now is going to be focused on longevity, not on the quick fix. Get your mind out of the short term and actually as a board say, right, what does medium and long term look like? Not short term. What does medium and long term? If we were to focus, yeah, we're going to do short term. We need to keep the business moving. But what would medium and long term look like? You do this, isn't it? Cool. And that's it. And then once you get out the short term, in the medium and long term and everything that comes, that's what I'd say. The best advice I could give someone: get yourself out of short term. Get yourself out of the immediacy.
I feel like I was being mind blown this whole time.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
I had someone who, 2 people in the last week have said something similar to me. Sensible operator. He came up to me and said, in fact, I don't know names, but he went, can I just say something about you? He said, I spoke to the wife. This is a guy who's a really senior business person. He said, I I couldn't wait to fucking speak to you again. He said, this is fucking mad. I said, I'm fucking 59. I said, I don't know what the fuck you've done to me. I don't fucking know. But I just think there's a lack of positivity in the world. And I think that by coming into an environment like this and with positivity and honesty, it allows other people to be positive and honest. And then you're being positive and honest and other people have been positive. And before you know it, because I think we're so all coiled up trying to protect ourselves and we never quite recovered after the pandemic. And then everything that's going on in the fucking world right now is just fucking dark and fucking, negative. And I think that's what we have our opportunity to. I don't watch the news. I've got no idea what the fuck's going on. I've not watched the news for 3 years. So I don't know. Somebody said, don't you care about the people of? I says, well, yeah, but fuck all I can do about the people of. I know, I can't. How can I impact them? So my mum rang me, it's terrible, the people are crying. And right, mum, okay. So, well, it's just terrible, I feel sorry for them. Okay, now where do we go? There's a whole world out there. So right now, before 24/7 television, back in the olden days, we used to have 1 hour of half an hour of news, 10 o'clock, and that was it.
And everyone was good.
Right. Because we didn't know the shit that pops off and didn't encourage it. And people weren't doing dumb shit to get eyeballs on and fucking likes. And we couldn't be outraged. So, where's this progress? Where the fuck is this progress, that life that we was promised? Oh, I tell you what it is, Brad. We need robots. That's what we fucking need.
AI, we bloody need it.
That's what it is. And then we've got all the AI. Let me tell you the other thing about this. It's lovely to see something called people in the office. No, but how quaint, right? I said to someone the other day, I said, there's going to be too much fucking FH, not enough W, right? Because here's the fucking problem.
Love that.
Here's the fucking problem. Oh, we want to work from home. Fucking great. So I can pay you fucking 30,000 fucking pound, or I can sub it out to the Philippines for 8,000 pound a year, or even better than that, I can buy an AI robot that'll do me dials for me for fucking $4,000 a year, automatic, no problems, no fucking HR, no fucking holiday pay, no pregnancy pay, no maternity pay, none of this fucking thing, and I have no fucking headaches. And this is the problem. Everyone wants to have so much fairness that you end up as a business owner going, why the fuck am I paying national insurance contributions? Last time I checked, national insurance contributions don't have to be paid to an AI agent. We're laughing now.
It's flipping true.
But we're 6 months away from this fucking dials. So you want to work from fucking home, cool. Makes no difference whatsoever from my fucking perspective. And the thing is, also the thing about working from fucking home, as romantic as it fucking is, I remember, 2020, fucking March 2020, sat in a garden on fucking furlough, fucking lovely stuff. It's pressed, pissed up. Fucking ace, full pay. Nah, I think we're in danger zone here. I think we've got to get back to it. And I think there's a different way of handling work, but yeah, just real people in an office. Fucking lovely.
Yeah, we've definitely slipped the wrong way there, haven't we? I want to talk about the stuff that you're doing now, Brad. We've obviously spoken an awful lot about that and given some really great examples. But I was saying right at the start of the podcast, you've got an amazing website like that. So I'd urge people to go there and actually have a see what you've done there. You've got some amazing testimonials on there as well, like Tim Peake and all these sort of people that have popped up. But how would you round up what you do in a nutshell?
I'm a fixer. I go into environments and I fix it. I'm connected. And what I mean by that is that due to the nature of my life and the nature of my experiences, and it's a strange profession where you've got to walk into a room full of strangers, and that's what I do. I go into offices, I go into teams, and all of a sudden I've got to somehow command respect and authority and actually know what I'm fucking doing. Is one thing, commanding respect and authority. There's another thing actually knowing. But I've used all my life experience, all my business experience, and I've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, nobody can say 5.5 stone left and off, no Ozempic. I started a multi-million-pound business of delivering pizzas, confirmed. I've taken on a stalker, 2% conviction rate. I've written 4 books, don't have a qualification to my name. I travel the world globally, going to businesses, kicking them up the arse and working with senior leadership teams. I've got no idea how we define that, but that's what I do. And I think that's probably my biggest identity problem right now. It's quite difficult to encapsulate the difference between me and a consultant or whatever, because I'm not that guy. And I think that my years of stage presence, motivation allows me to look at things differently, plus my own life. So it's leadership, I think, fundamentally at its core. But it sounds a bit poncy. As soon as you say leadership, you have
You don't want to put
perspectives.
yourself in those brackets sort of thing, do you? Like
Yeah, I think that's probably sums it up the best.
Yeah.
But I was saying, there you go, motivational leader. That's what I am. So
Yeah.
I'm a motivational leader, and I go into environments, look at any problem as a business. And I think, I've not been over Mount Kilimanjaro with a pack of Mac and a unicycle, or circumvented the globe.
yet.
Yeah. But I have, I've created a business from nothing with no investment. So I understand what it's like. I built a team of 800 people.
You've walked the walk.
Yeah, I wear the t-shirt.
Yeah. You're not one of these people that I think has gone out there and learnt about things.
Mhm.
But you obviously have.
Yeah, of course.
Not offense, and then regurgitated those sort
Absolutely.
of things. You're one of these people that have learned through experience and preach maybe isn't the word, but preach
Sure,
your
of course,
experience.
That's right, exactly. And I allow people to take what they want of it. My way doesn't necessarily mean that it's your way. But what I do know is that my way works for me.
Yeah.
Right? And there'll be elements of my way that will work for you, and it's just about integrating it. But I do think that we put too much credence on business success. I've got a DB5. I've got a big fucking house. I've got a glass fronted offices. But I'm broken inside internally. Okay, cool. Winning at life? No, not winning at life. So there's a sliding scale here that if you can change and tweak things, you can get everything perfect. I've done it. Literally, I've got a 100% success record. 5 years I've done this now with companies and individuals. I've got, not bullshit, 100% success record, because I will not work with fucking individuals that I do not believe will follow through what I'm advising them to do.
Yeah. I think that's what you do differently as well, certainly from what I've seen in terms of like the people out there, or definitely the people that I look at, is very much the fact that you start with a person. It's all about the person rather than like, the business sort of things. And that's what I've taken away from this today. Is a huge part
because
of it.
Fundamentally, if you were to look at, and this is, I'm going to show you something. This is my workbook, but this is specifically, I'm a big computer gamer. If you think about a wizard, what's the difference between a level 1 wizard and a level 20 wizard? Level 1 wizard has 2 magic missiles. A level 20 wizard can generate fireballs and it can bring up dragons and what have you. And so what's the difference in a level 1 wizard? Because that level 20 wizard was once a level 1. Experience. It's battles. And actually what we've all had battles, but what we do in life is we just do enough to get away from the pain. And actually what I do is I encourage people to go back into those shit situations and say, right, what did we learn? What did we learn about getting shot at that I wasn't cut out for that life? What did we learn about the pandemic ruining your business overnight? That actually wouldn't make no difference. How big I built that business, it would have still gone. It was out of my control. What did you learn about dying on stage in front of 200 people? Actually, that was a test. Did I really want to put myself through that again so that I could speak? Yes.
And that's interesting because you've actually built yourself up 3 times there, haven't you?
Mate, more than that.
Yeah.
More than that.
Well, like visibly from what I can see is with your retail, and then obviously when you move to business, with the networking, and then obviously what you're doing now, the motivational side.
Yep.
You've built yourself up 3 times.
Oh, mate, more than that. More like genuinely, I'm just going to show you something if I can get this to be a belt, if I can show it. I don't know if I can. I've got something called a life tracker. And what I do is I track my life, the ups and the downs of it. And in doing so, it's fascinating because everyone has a story. Not everyone is daft enough to share it, which is what I said last time.
I think it is what is fascinating. What I've learned about you is you actually are really intentional with the stuff that you do. So like your life tracker,
yes,
your worksheet that you work from, everything that you do is intentional, but it's to a point that you don't. It's natural.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is a presentation I did about a stalker, but I'm going to just show you this so you can just see. So this is here we go there. That is my life story. The ups, the downs.
Oh, what? And you've put it all in a...
Yeah. This is when I work with people. I actually track their life and say, right, let's go.
This is what
it's
you
a
do.
That's a worksheet. Yeah. So the intent is to then look at, okay, so you got locked in a coal shed when you were 7. How do you feel about that now? Oh, well, it still makes me nervous. Why? Yeah. And we just keep fucking doing it. So it's almost like, I've got no degree in psychology or therapy, but, I kind of know how I fix myself. And that's the route that I beat people up in a metaphorical speaking, to get them to push them through the stuff that's holding them back. there's a better version of you, there's a better version of you, and it's just a case of how do we find that better version of you. If I knew what I knew now at 52 when I was 21-year-old, fuck me.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Oh, man. And this is what we're sharing right now. If you can get your fucking head around this, everything changes positively because you're intentional and you're conscious. We're not, where we go wrong in life is we're not conscious. We've all ended up in shit situations and you go, how the fuck did I end up here?
This is, I know you say you're not a psychologist, but like this is fairly like.
No, you know what? I'm not a formal psychologist.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Anyone, and I said this to someone the other day, I said, fucking MBA, somebody's got an MBA. I said, it was made up by someone without an MBA.
Yeah.
Right? So you've allowed someone to say, I'm an expert. And this is what I say. I said, you know, I'm the UK's #1 motivational business speaker. It says so on my fucking website. And people say, how did you become the UK's #1 motivational business speaker?
Put it on my website.
Right? So the first person you've got to convince of your brilliance is you. So I have no degree in psychology, but I would suggest, and I'm the therapist, I would suggest that I could outpace the vast majority of them because I think fast. I've had 4,500 10-minute one-to-ones with my network. Like literally 10 minutes, you had 3 10 minutes at every meeting. And lived the experience. And you start twinning it with stage presence, and you start twinning it with being a Salford street kid, and you start twinning it with a bit of fucking swagger. And the whole fucking thing is that unyielding. You start bringing that together, and it's like a pretty unique set of skills.
Well, and I would agree, and that's what I was about to say. Like, you know, I've actually never been to therapy myself, so I don't know if I'm just making
You're
up
fucking
rubbish.
out. That's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I feel like I have because I listen to all this sort of stuff, so I love it. But like, you know, I perceive therapy to be, you know, going and talking about your feelings and, you know, working stuff out, blah, 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 with no action. And what you have got is you are doing all these things, you're laying it all out and have really clear action.
And I'm doing it fast as well. And what I mean by that is I'm not allowing us to keep, okay, well, we'll keep talking about you being locked in the coal shed next session. Fuck it. Get it out of the way now. What's the lesson? In the next 10 minutes, there's the fucking clock, 10 minutes. What's the lesson? Get it done. But what we've got ourselves as a society right now is everyone wants to say how terrible their life is. Oh, everything's shit. Fucking get over it, you fucker. If you think you've got problems, try being over in fucking World War II, the fucking Omar Beach. Then you've got fucking problems. Being 16-year-old and the fucking big M42 machine guns fucking firing at you. You think you've got problems because you've got to work a fucking menial job. Grow up, or you can beat the cunt.
You know, it's funny because there's this that new Tommy Fury documentary coming out. I'll send it to you because it's literally what you've just been saying now. It's John Fury talking to Tommy Fury. And Tommy Fury's been like, oh, I've had the hardest year of my life. People talking to me on social media. And John's there like, shut the fuck up. Like, you live in this massive house. You've got a child family.
But this is the thing. Put it in perspective. And you know, my mum,
some people don't want to hear this shit today. They don't want to hear this.
One of the most beautiful fucking ways to fucking factor things in. One of the most beautiful, genuinely beautiful ways is when somebody starts telling me they've got fucking problems. I air them out. Go, oh, really? Tell me about it. They say, oh, yeah. And on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say that is? Oh, it's in a heat. And I go, okay, what I want you to do, there's your 8. Can you just, we're going to get another piece of paper, we're going to write at the bottom here, sanding, right? And then what I want you to do is I want you to write down above how it could be worse. So we're going to have stage 4 cancer. Would that be worse?
Would that be worse?
Right, and eventually we end up writing a fucking list. And they look at this fucking thing, you go, your bottom, and you go, are you for fucking real? You just write how it could be worse. Just could be worse. And you end up with this, I call it a list. And you end up with your thing at the bottom and go, stop fucking whining. Right? I get it. You don't want that. But life is full of these moments. And they are moments. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're not. Good times come. Good times go. Bad times come. Bad times go. And once you realise that, as you know, we want this Instagram world that our life can be Instagram ready all the time. Best handbags. Everything's amazing. Pristine. Dogs. Labradoodles. Holders. Not like that. And the sooner you can realise and recognise that life is full of ups and downs, and when things are good, recognise they're good. Don't want for the next thing.
Yeah, that's what people struggle with, isn't it? I always say, myself and my wife, we have this little thing that life is just, you know, it's just a big circle.
Yeah.
And you're at the top sometimes, and it's always going to come back down.
That's right.
What you've been saying there with this sort of stuff, it's very to the point. It's very direct. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's, you know, a lot of people would say like quite old school in terms of like talking to people. And we've gone to a place where, you know, you haven't been allowed to do any of that. But I feel like that's coming background though. this like it's becoming the new school where like we've gone so soft. You need a flipping talking to. Some people do need a bit of a talking to.
Well, I think we're in danger zone as a society. I think everyone is too soft. I really do. My boy, back in the day, we live in a village, and they had a travelling fair every year. And I said to wife, I said, let me boy, he was 16 at the time or 15. Oh no, it's dangerous. There's somebody got stabbed there 8 years ago. Okay. So what do we do? And I actually said, you need to let him get punched in the mouth to realise you don't want to get punched in the mouth or how to avoid it. Because you end up protecting people and then they don't have a real world and they don't know how to do it. And I think when you come from Salford, Manchester, I was in the real world. So battle hardened, fucking not really, but it's not hardy boys in the fucking hood, but battle hardened. And I think that I carried that with me. And it allows you to recognise that everything that I've faced, no matter how difficult, whether it was being unemployed, addicted to drugs, getting shot at, delivering pizzas at 31, starting a business off, it failing, and then dying on stage, a pandemic, then a stalker. Well, me. Any one of these things right now, everyone, oh, terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. How are we going to get through it? Oh, I'm going to keep saying it's terrible. Well, fuck me. That's going to fix it.
It's not going to help, is it?
No. So that's what you need to do. You need to fucking focus more time on the solution than in the problem.
I tell you what, good sort of finishing question, and maybe it's like a two-pronged question, but you're obviously in a very happy place now, doing really well with like where it's all come through.
Yeah.
How could you be happier? and like maybe that's the question, but like what's the progression with Brad Burton? Is there a progression?
Yeah, I've got a new book coming out. On the 11th of the 11th, 25, Hope, Optimism and Belief. This is my 5th book and it's a different type of book. I am positioning it in this really not offensive, but in a way that will allow people to take offense as if I'm some sort of fucking guru, right? It's intentionally intended to look like a fucking cult manual.
Really?
Yeah. It's intentionally. I can show you in a second. It's intentionally to look like a Bible, right? And this book is going to be about how to live this way, and I'm timing it so that actually what can happen is that you can give people the gift of hope, optimism, and belief.
Love that.
Wow.
So
is this what's going to make you happier?
Yeah, no, it's going to allow me to make other people
right,
given this level of happy and content that I got. And I believe that this book's only 12,000 words. My previous books were 40,000. I believe that it is going to be a massive hit this Christmas, giving people the gift of hope, optimism, and belief. There's something clever about it. So in terms of happier, I want to help other people become happier. I want to help other businesses become more successful in the way that they want to do it, not the way that society has told them.
The more you can do that, yeah,
absolutely. That's my next thing. I've got no aspirations to be a millionaire anymore. I've got no aspirations to run a big business. It's funny,
yeah,
because I spent 16 years of my life doing just that. I look at it now and go, okay, anything that I need is one of the things I did realize is wife and I were talking, and I didn't think how exceptional my results were. Right, and what I mean by that is council kids do not get to do what I do. Council kids don't get to go over to Barcelona to go and deliver. Council kids don't write 5 books. Council kids don't. And actually, how many other Brads are there out there that are being the council version of themselves as opposed to this different version? And if I can unlock that within myself, I can lock it within other people. And that, I think, is what makes me happy, making a positive difference. That's something this morning, which is beautiful. A post just came up, completely fucking nothing to do with me, right? So it just popped up today. And then this lady here, look at this. So this came through today, 47 likes or whatever. A few days before speaking at Countex, I discovered Brad Burton was speaking right after me. One YouTube search later, an imposter syndrome kicked in. I was absolutely terrified. Walking to the stage, my confidence was already shaking because Brad was speaking. Then I see him right there by the entrance. And instead of competition, he offered me collaboration. He said, "You want me to warm up the audience for you?" Much to my embarrassment, he started to invite people over, shouting about my upcoming talk, and gave the most. His actions spoke louder than any sales pitch ever could. That's integrity in motion. And he's the kind of person I wanted as a mentor. And she's, like I say, she became a mentor now.
Really?
So, This whereas speakers would be, oh, for sure, yeah, look at me, fuck off, you clown. You're just fucking speaking for 45 minutes. You know, but you've got this mind's eye version about who and what you are, and you're fronting off. So, you know, she's a client as a result of me going first and not being a twat. And and she's put a post completely nothing to do with me this morning. How beautiful is that? Yeah. That is what makes me happy, making a positive difference. And if you can make a positive difference, you can make a profit, life is good.
Even better.
Even better.